Yes, indeed. Family, we about to do some lineage checks, some hairline checks, some paperwork checks, because we looking and ain't nothing really adding up with these people. But we already know that now, don't we? It's funny how they'll have an insurrection for illegals, but they ain't got nothing for foundational Black Americans. Well, guess what? It looked like their ass might be going to jail. All of that in certified time in between time. Let's go.
That's our motto. We want freedom by any means necessary.
Yeah, I might be anywhere, but when I leave, you remember I said the last words on my lips. I am a revolutionary.
There they go. One more time, back all the way around, everybody. Happy Sunday, happy Mother's Day to all the certified foundational Black American mothers out there. You know, when it comes to foundational Black American women, it's up here and the whole goddamn world behind y'all. So certified salute from the Black Alpha Network. Much respect to you, your mama, your grandmama, your auntie, everybody, because this is what it's all about. We have the only women that's always held it down, okay? Why some of them other women be having damsel in distress moments, tripping over their own feet, always falling in scary movies, our certified foundational Black American women been holding it down in real life. So you know I got to send a special certified shout out to the FBA sisters. Much love, much respect. Continue to hold things down, and we're going to continue to ride with you. You know how that goes. Now, family, let's break it all the way down. It's good to have the family in here tonight. I see everybody in here as we roll up. It's another Sunday pop-up, and y'all know how I was going to do. We're going to keep hitting everybody because the world keeps turning. We're going to keep riding right along with it, and we're going to stay on certified time because that's the only time we know. Yes, indeed. Fam, there's been a whole lot going on right now. You feel me? Where it's funny because these people out here, they want to come up with all of these different tricks and maneuvers for all these other groups and all these other areas, but nothing for foundationals. And since we've been kind of doing this regulating thing and really letting the whole goddamn world know what time it is, now they're trying to shift energies. And you'll be so surprised how many different groups are trying to associate and attach themselves to us every single goddamn day. And we're not having none of that, family. We ain't having none of that. We're going to represent to the fullest and to the maximum. And we're going to let everybody know there's only one foundational Black Americans. There's only one lineage, one heritage, and culture. And we've already got rid of the Democrats. So what happens when someone's already been made wasteful, someone's already been regulated, someone's already been ran out the paint? They start coming up with all these new little tactics and tricks and things that they can do. Do y'all know the Democrats just had a damn insurrection, family? They had an insurrection for illegals. Let's make this clear. Nothing for foundational Black Americans. Nothing for certified Black society. Nothing for the lineage, heritage, and the culture. The only thing they out here doing, family, is crashing out for illegals. And the fact that they got to crash out for illegals, get arrested for illegals, and it has nothing to do with foundational Black Americans, that's a good thing. That's a damn good thing. The Democrats at this moment, fam, only have tethers. They only have rainbows and Skittles, and they only have a couple of illegals because most of the damn illegals are either going home or they voting for the Republicans any goddamn way. So what does that tell you about them, and what does that tell you about us, fam? We've already ruined them all. This is certified time. This is FBA energy, and we're not allowing anybody to play fake spokesperson for us, fake advocate, fake representative. None of that is going to go on, y'all. We're going to make sure that everything that goes down all goddamn way on all time. And the whole world is watching FBA with this personification of greatness, right? Okay. So they tried it up there. Ras Baraka, you already know what type of time that is. Super non-FBA. The mayor of Newark, New Jersey. They basically try to run into a whole ICE facility and break in and have another fake civil rights moment. Because y'all know how they be doing, right? Everything everyone's doing in America has to have something to do with foundational Black Americans. It just has to. They don't know anything other than trying to attach and associate themselves with us. That's just what they got to do, y'all. Right now, you got 100 movements. Y'all know y'all got red hair people out here now, and they're having this whole thing. We're saying ginger rhymes with Nigger. So that means redhead people really are Black. I'm not lying, y'all. I'm not lying. They're trying to say that the Pope is Black. They're trying to get to the point, fam, where they're inserting themselves in the foundational Black American lineage for their own political and social gains because we've been disallowing it. How many times have they tried to spin the block and come back at us with that, fam? And we just, quite frankly, are not allowing it. We're not allowing it by no means. So you're watching now that the dominant society is trying to come up with these new means and measures to do it, whether it's crashing out for illegals or it's just making things up. See, it's a beautiful time to be regulating. It's a beautiful time to be on game, because once you on game and you regulating, then you really see who's really about that business and who's really standing next to you. And all we see is foundational Black Americans standing next to foundational Black Americans, the way it's supposed to be, the way it's supposed to be, the way it will always be. And that's our type of energy. And our energy, like I said, is shifting everything. So we're going to do some paperwork checking. We're going to go all the way down the list. We're going to find out everybody who's been around here trying to act like they're one of us. We're going to break down everybody who's out here getting rounded up. I'm going to show y'all for a fact that the difference between FBA and all of these other communities is that these other communities, they be getting yoked up. They be crying. They be falling flat on their face. They ain't got nothing to go for. And certified foundational Black Americans, the world belong to us. So I send everybody that certified salute, and you already know what time it is, fam. Make sure everybody right now smash this like button, because y'all know how the game go. Y'all know that the more we put out that energy, the more they try to spin on us, but we spinning right back on them. So if you notice, I don't know how many of y'all seen this, but fam, there's this thing going on right now with a lot of people running around here, and they're trying to associate themselves with foundational Black American culture. They're basically trying to say that they are foundational Black Americans and they are the ones who built this great country. That's what you're seeing. And we all know nobody was talking about building the United States of America until we did. Notice this, fam. Whoever built America, that was never a topic of conversation until we started talking about it. When we started talking about building the United States, then everybody now is talking about building the United States. And there's only one person who ever built this country. It's only one lineage, and that lineage belongs to us. So you're starting to see a lot of people pop out now, and they're trying to say how they're the ones who really built America. They're the ones who really created all this. It all goes back to them. And just to let the whole goddamn world know, that ain't the goddamn case. Certified foundational Black Americans day one, certified Black Americans forever, certified foundational Black Americans all the way through, all the way in. So as more as these people crash out and the more these people fall out and the more these people pretend to be standing on their type of business, there's only one business, and that's FBA business. And if you ain't on FBA business, we don't know you. Y'all check this out right here. Let me show the family this. This right here is what I'm talking about these people having crash outs in public. This right here was the Democrats just the other day. And when I tell y'all that these people are making a mockery of their damn selves, they making a mockery of their damn self. This has nothing to do with our lineage. It has nothing to do with our culture. It has nothing to do with us. This is the Democrats trying to stage a fake civil rights movement so they can bring in illegals, they can bring in Skittles, and they can bring in everybody else because they got nothing going for themselves. Check this out. Y'all tell me the last time you ever seen these people have this type of energy for FBA. Tell me the last time you seen any of these people talking about foundational Black Americans with this type of energy. You've never seen it before because they've never done it before. This is them crashing out over illegals, y'all. This right here is an insurrection. The same way that they was trying to tell us, oh, Donald Trump, they had an insurrection on January 6th. What you call this? This is the same thing. People are trying to break into an ICE facility. See, we're going to have to get to the point, family, where this whole ICE situation is going to have to be cleared up because they keep trying to make it look like ICE is, an iffy situation. We don't know. We can't figure it out. Either people are illegal or they're legal in America. We're not going to blur the terms. The Democrats want to blur the terms to the point where they're openly trying to say that we're illegals. You know it's something, fam, when they're running around here crashing out, breaking into ICE facilities and trying to tell the world that foundational Black Americans are the ones who are illegal. This is what you get with the Democratic Party, y'all. And they were out there crashing out in broad daylight, an insurrection.
What these people have, and I see on social media they trying to make me out to be a villain. I can't speak about the case, so I won't go into that. I promised the lawyers and the judge that I keep my mouth shut when I came out here. But the reality is this: I didn't do anything wrong. And all of us here, every last one of us, I don't care what background you come from, what nationality, what language you speak. And so
I don't care about what background, what nationality. See, now they're trying to make it look like it doesn't matter. They never talked about nationality before or backgrounds before until we started going into their backgrounds. Look what they doing now, y'all. They trying to make everything clear so the illegals can come in. This is a damn insurrection. I don't care what nobody says. This is an insurrection designed by the Democrats in another failed attempt to try to get foundational Black Americans mixed in with illegals. It's always the blackface Democrats crashing out. You don't ever see none of the W's. None of them. Where's Elizabeth Warren? You ain't seen her. Chuck Schumer, you ain't seen him. Every time it's somebody crashing out, it is a Black Democrat. Remember when Donald Trump gave his speech, they sent out that Al Green guy? He was crashing out. John Lewis used to crash out every week. Black people are the only people who have fake representatives and fake spokespeople who always get arrested. Name me another heritage, lineage, race, whatever you want to say, where people continuously get arrested and they politicians. You can't find none.
No point we have to stop these people from causing division between us. I heard somebody at the council meeting get up and say that I love immigrants more than residents. Let me tell you this. Everybody in this city is a resident. Everybody that catches the bus.
This man just sat there and said that everybody in the city is a resident. That's how they feel, y'all. They feel that everybody who just shows up can come on in. There's no difference between a citizen and an illegal with them. There's none. So this is why they're always trying to make it look like Black Americans are doing something wrong. Black Americans are on the bad side. Black Americans need to get it together. They're always trying to put that jacket on us because they understand if everybody can be an American citizen, oh, then we can get the Black folks out the paint. Everything the Democrats do, fam, is to try to get FBA out the paint. That's what it's all about. Everybody wants to get foundational Black Americans gone. They don't want foundational Black Americans around because we just messing up too many people's paper. Everybody's money's at a disarray right now. Everybody's having an issue with their paper because foundational Black Americans were their number one source, their number one income means. And now that we're not allowing them to do that, then it turns into anybody can be a citizen. Everybody who lives here is all one. We're all people together. Nah, damn that. Damn that. And how come you don't ever hear the dominant society? You don't ever hear their politicians talking like this. You don't ever hear that. Notice, fam, all of that talk right there typically comes from who? That typically comes from the Democrats and the blackface Democrats. The blackface Democrats are the ones always talking that mess because the blackface Democrats have a lineage, heritage, and culture that they're trying to prevent. Chuck Schumer never talks like that. You'll never hear him say that because some W's from his community, they gonna step in and say, hold on, you ain't talking about us, right? You'll never see a white Democrat say something of that sort because their white constituents are going to say, I'm not Pedro. I'm not Julio. You always see a blackface Democrat saying it because a blackface Democrat has to try to turn them people into us. Chuck Schumer's not trying to turn Pedro into Chad. All right. Elizabeth Warren, she's not trying to turn Miss Gomez into Becky, but all of them are trying to turn Pedro, Gomez, Estrada into FBA, and they can't do that. That's where they at right now with it, fam. And brothers and sisters, fam, we watching the crash out live in the living color every single goddamn day, every single moment, and we know exactly what it is. We know exactly what it is. We understand that when it boils down to it, you're dealing with people who love immigrants because immigrants are their true backbone. Those are the people that they really want to be around. Those are the people that they really see. Those are the people that deep down inside, family, they want them people to come in because they're all tethers. You got to remember that. The tethercrats are serious in the Democratic Party. Name me one prominent Democrat that hasn't been a tether. All the Democrats are tethers, all of them. Barack Obama, Kamala Harris, that White House press secretary, Pierre, whatever the hell her name is, she was, okay? Every single prominent Democrat is a tether. So this is why you deal with the blackface tethercrats. And those blackface tethercrats are out here trying to create that. But brothers and sisters been really regulating that. Again, it's another crash out. Didn't do anything for anybody. Nobody gave a damn. And brothers and sisters been looking and simply stating, how come none of that energy goes towards us? It's clear as day to see that they don't have any energy for the same community that they're always trying to get to vote for them blindly.
Ras Baraka out here doing all of this stuff right here, doing stuff like this for illegal immigrants and trying to get illegal immigrants back over here from El Salvador and stuff like that, right? Doing all this for illegal immigrants. Going up here doing all this.
We want somebody to look out for them. If they're hungry, we want them to feed them. If they're naked, we want them to clothe them. And if they don't have shelter, we want them to house them.
Right.
That every religious book in the world tells us this is what we should be doing.
Right.
That we should be friends to the stranger. That we should put food on people's table that don't have it. Clothes on people's back when they're naked. And that we should be kind to the prisoner even. This is what the book say, not the mayor of the city of Newark. I'm doing what your religion.
I thought it was a separation between church and state. Why is this man quoting scripture and trying to apply scripture to immigration policies of the United States of America? Make that make sense, family. It makes no sense. This man is trying to use scripture and he's trying to justify bringing in illegals. This by no means is a charter of the United States government. You only again get this with a blackface tethercrat. This is what you get, family. Every single time you turn around, they're always trying to talk about spirituality to save the illegals, morality to save the illegals, ethics to save the illegals. Nothing about FBA, nothing about resources, nothing about tangibles, just tether, illegal, and they mad because they crashing out.
Religious leaders told you to do. And all of these people in the Christian right with this mean-spiritedness that make them believe that they're more righteous than everybody else. There's a special place in hell for all of you.
You got all that time to be doing all that for the illegal immigrants. Well, where's all that energy for Andre Brown? Huh? Let's check it out.
Team exclusive update now. After 3 years of freedom, a man may soon be headed back to prison unless top officials intervene.
An innocent dude, you know what I'm saying, that already did his time, already did 23 years, okay? But yet they're trying to send him back and do all of this. And you guys aren't intervening on that. You guys aren't petitioning for that. You guys aren't, doing press conferences and talking about his situation at all. He's helping out. He's looking out for the youth. Okay. Now we also got this situation as well. We got the story of Darren Boykins. Okay. Been in jail for way too much time. Okay. Been saying he's innocent this entire time, bro. Why haven't you guys went in and checked in on these type of situations? People that are locked up, been locked up for years, been saying that they're innocent, have evidence showing that they're innocent, but yet they're still locked up. But you guys are worried about immigrants being detained, terrorists being detained, ex-gang members being detained after deportation or deported and all of this shit. Like, that's what you guys are worried about when you guys have situations like this going on. And then there's way more situations that are going on and could be possibly going on as of right now too. You guys need to be cleaning house, okay? You guys need to be worried about what's going on in your front yard, in your freaking living room, kitchen, all of that shit, instead of you worried about what's going on across the street with the neighbors. Because you got individuals like this guy right here, Omar Sullivan, that was wrongfully put in jail for 27 days. Luckily, he was able to get out, but he was wrongfully jailed and put away. Could you imagine how many people have been wrongfully jailed and that are wrongfully jailed right now and put away, and they are Americans? But yet you guys aren't worried about them. You guys are worried about the immigrants and the people across the seas and all of this other shit, instead of worried about the people that's right here that you guys could be helping right now, instead of creating all of this chaos and all of this ruckus bullshit. You feel me? About the migrants, immigrants, and illegals. Worry about the people in your house. Worry about the people in your front yard. Like, worry about your people, bro. These are Americans here, okay, that are going through this shit, in jail, locked up, all of this shit. But yet, like I said, you guys are sitting here worried about the illegals. It's crazy. Ras Baraka out here doing all of this.
Mate, that's what we're talking about right there. That's what we're saying, family. Energy for everybody else other than foundational Black Americans. Now, I believe he's a demo. He's a domestic op. He may be of the lineage, but he still got tether policies. He still got tether policy. That's what I'm saying about a tethercrat. I don't give a damn if you from Alabama. If all your policies are anti-Alabama and pro-Nigeria, your ass got a tethercrat energy. Your ass got tethercrat policies. You are a tethercrat. So I don't give a damn where your people background go to if all of your policies don't represent your people in their background. That right there is a misnomer. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of space. It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of what we on, fam. That's what we're talking about. So you have, again, you got tethercrats, you got demos. Demos, domestic ops. But if the domestic ops and the tethercrats, they move simultaneously to serve the Democratic Party, whose main policy and agenda is to, quite frankly, just push more anti-American, pro-illegal policies on FBA, then damn it, y'all all seen as one to me. That's just the way I'm looking at it right now. You say his wife is African. All right, so he deep with him, right? Okay. So he deep with him. I'm telling you, they are, listen, man, you're gonna see these people all in close conjunction with one another. That's just what they do. They all gonna be in close conjunction, all hanging out, all near each other, all side by side, because that's the way they view things. That's the way they view everything in terms of our lineage. It's quite frankly, fam, the Democrats' policy is quite frankly, we don't exist as foundational Black Americans. You know what I'm saying? We don't exist. That's just what it is. They come at us from the angle of we are over there, everyone else over here, boom. You know what I'm saying? So you already see what it is. And absolutely, if his wife is African, first off, then you already know he's coming from a biased thing. He's already coming from a biased point of view. You understand? If you're coming from the aspect of my wife is African or someone saying their husband is African, you know, because some of the men got husbands who are African, you know what I'm saying? They got the Skittles-crats. So when you deal with the Skittles-crats and the tethercrats and the demos and the ops, fam, these are just too many people. All their asses is ops to me. They all ops to me at the end of the day. They all ops to me because none of your policies is FBA. None of your beliefs are FBA. You give no resources to FBA and you're just everything against the lineage, heritage, and culture. And that's exactly what he is. And you also got to watch because he's plugged into a lot of those African and Caribbean, those CARICOM things. He's plugged into all of that. He's plugged into all of that. So I'm looking at the energy and I'm seeing, again, people who crash out over everything other than FBA. And you're seeing now they're trying to get very, very skeptical, very shaky, very murky with what they're saying in terms of foundational Black Americans. Now they're trying to make everything so vague in America, fam, where you just don't know. All right. That's what I told you. They love that we don't know yet. That's one of the things they love, family. Okay. You said you believe his father is a tether. Okay. All right. Yeah. Some Ras Baraka, Barack Obama, fam. A lot of times when you look, there'll be some tether lineage floating around in some of these people. And it's getting harder, fam, to find out who a lot of these people are because they be scrubbing these backgrounds. You know what I'm saying? They be scrubbing these people's backgrounds. They be operating behind the scene. Man, all types of funny style stuff. All types of funny style stuff. Yeah. Complete op. Yeah, his agenda, he just said it. He said he is tethers and illegals over us. That's what it is. You can't ever get anything specific. You can't get nothing specific for foundational Black Americans. Everything is always to someone else, to another side, everyone on the other side of the fence while we sitting here standing. So they want us to just be right here with nothing. Just sitting here right here with nothing. You said his dad's FBA? Okay. So like I said, he's a tethercrat or he's a demo, a domestic op. And they both the same to me. But if you notice though, fam, there's been this thing that they're doing where they're trying to connect all of these different people to what we're doing, to what we got going on. There's this thing, fam, where if somebody can't associate us with a tether, they try to associate the tether with us. They're getting very desperate now to connect us to these other communities. And the reason why they're trying to connect us to all these other communities, family, is quite frankly and quite basically is because they all want what we have. How many of y'all have seen the new Pope? How many of y'all seen the new Pope? Okay. Now they're saying that the new Pope has Black American history, ancestry. There's a lot of twists and turns that we're seeing with this, okay? They're trying to say that the new Pope got some FBA in him. It gets real shaky and real murky with it, okay? Let me show the family this, y'all. Let me show y'all. This is what they're trying to do now. And you got to be very cautious because what they say today, they will weaponize tomorrow. All right. I want y'all to notice something that we came across right here. We came across this video and they're talking about the Pope and how he's got ancestry with Black Americans. And there's a lot of debate and a lot of people are saying this and that and the other thing, but I need to know what the family got to say. I need to know what the family got to say, okay? Because what I'm seeing is a lot of Caribbean and everything else is kind of strange. Yep, I already know what you're saying. And he's a you know what? Absolutely. Y'all watch this and tell me how many things y'all see in here that quite frankly just don't add up. Let's go to work. Let's go to work. Let's go to work. Check it out.
Here's fascinating. Records show that Pope Leo also has Black family roots in New Orleans. ABC News uncovered U.S. Census records from the early 1900s. It shows the first American Pope's family tree. Both of his maternal grandparents identified themselves as Black or mulatto in several census documents. His two aunts also identified as Black. On their marriage license, his grandfather listed his birthplace as Haiti. However, his birth records show he was born in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. The birth records of the Pope's grandmother show she was born in New Orleans. However, in 1920, after the family migrated to Chicago, they marked down their race as white. It appears like so many families fleeing the South at that time, they shifted their racial identity. So many people talking about this online. I mean, it's just fascinating to see his lineage.
Absolutely. And very interesting in terms of his role as, a bridge builder between cultures. I think that's to me, that's the takeaway here, where he has this history, his family, and he is now in this position, a worldwide position where he's there and can kind of bridge cultural gaps in so many different ways.
Yeah, and just in talking to many Black Catholics in the Chicago area, this is a story that certainly resonates with them. So we'll be sure to stay on top of it.
Nah, fam. Nah, here we go. This is what happens, y'all. This is what goes on now. Now they're crowbarring everybody. I heard Haitian. I heard San Domingo. I seen a lot of different places, but I do not see FBA. This is going back to them trying to crowbar that whole Louisiana people are really Caribbean. You got to be very careful. Very, very careful. Yeah, exactly. DR and Haiti is the same damn thing. The same thing, family. Let me run that back. Well, let's run that back because I'm telling you, you think it's a coincidence that they're trying to push it? Listen to the end. Listen to at the end, fam. They're very adamant about him building bridges and connecting people. Listen to all the solidarity, unity talk. All right, this is about reparations, fam. You don't have none of this unless you're talking reparations. When it comes to reparations, everybody is going to be talking about us. Now you're even seeing the damn Pope being included in the FBA lineage. You tell me a time in your life they would have ever said that. And by the way, how many people have Blackness in them and they never acknowledge it from that community? You got a whole gang of people. J. Edgar Hoover. There's a hell of Abraham Lincoln. They never wanted to acknowledge Blackness in any of these people. That was always something that they buried and kept under the rug. So now they want to come out and say, oh, guess what now? The Pope is Black, he Black, they Black. Everybody wants to be Black. The things they used to whisper about and deny, now they want to talk about. That's funny. It happens the same time we start talking about reparations. Y'all watch this right here.
And this story right here is fascinating. Records show that Pope Leo also has Black family roots in New Orleans. ABC News uncovered U.S. Census records from the early 1900s. It shows the first American Pope's family tree. Both of his maternal grandparents identified.
Family tree. Okay. Remember, nobody was talking about lineage until us. Nobody was talking about family tree until us. Remember, everybody else says forefathers. My forefathers. Listen to this FBA language that they're inserting. Lineage. Okay. Family tree. Watch this.
Identified themselves as Black or mulatto in several census documents. His two aunts also identified as Black. On their marriage license, his grandfather listed his birthplace as Haiti. However, his birth records show he was born in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. The birth records of the Pope's grandmother show she was born in New Orleans. However, in 1920, after the family migrated to Chicago, they marked down their race as white. It appears like so many families fleeing the South at that time.
Look at it, throwing that flee in there. There we go. So many families who flee. Remember, y'all, we denounce that whole we fled thing. You got to be cautious with saying that, fam, because next thing you know, that's going to turn into we was fleeing and we fleers and we really migrants now. We need to run and hide. Watch the language, fam. They're going to start talking about some y'all fled. But notice they said when they got up there, they started going on that census and said, me no Black, me's white. That changed up real quick. I'm hearing a bunch of Domingo, Haiti, fled, migrants, mulatto, changed it to white. Come on now.
So many families fleeing the South at that time, they shifted their racial identity. So many people talking about this online.
No. Look what she just did right there. So many families fleeing the South, and they were changing their race. We didn't change our goddamn race when we expanded into the North. Watch it, fam. You got to be cautious. We're going in an era of rebranding and rewriting. They're trying to rewrite everything. So we got to be very cautious, family. This is what they're trying to do. Now they're trying to paint the picture of, y'all know, a lot of those black folks, when they left the South, they turned into white people on the way up. They changed their race. That's not common. All right, let's make this clear, okay? Black Americans were not changing from black to white on the census. First off, you couldn't even do that. Where the hell were you going to be allowed to? They weren't going to they didn't just let black people say, I'm not black no more, I'm white now, okay? You didn't see that. Okay, a black Southerner wasn't just saying I'm white and everybody said, okay, I'm glad you're all, thanks for coming. No one said that, okay? This is what they're trying to do now. They're trying to make it look like when we expanded, not migrated, when we expanded, then everything started to change. Then we started trying to change our race. You know what that does, y'all? That allows people to come and say, all those white Northerners are really black now. You see, this is what they're using. How do you know this is what they're using? Because this is what they're saying with the Pope. Notice, fam, they're trying to say somewhere between the South to the North, the Great Migration, I say it's an expansion, okay? They migrate, we expand. Expansion brings resources. Migration drains resources, so that's the difference. But however, now they're trying to make that very murky, all right? Remember they were doing that with hip-hop. Remember all those Puerto Ricans up there. They never wanted to talk about the great expansion from the South to the North. They don't want to talk about how Black Americans in the North, we brought Southern culture with us. Because if we can say up North, we brought Southern culture, that changes them saying that they started something. So now they're trying to make the great expansion something crazy. I'm thinking about doing a movie about that, fam, because we're going to have to really address like the Harlem Renaissance and brothers and sisters built in Chicago and Detroit. We got to start really breaking that down because they're trying to make the great expansion of Black Americans the most vague question mark thing so they can start just inserting stuff. And that's what they're going to do now. They're going to start saying, y'all know when black folks left the South, a lot of them changed to white people on the census. So technically, we don't know who is black anymore. Here comes my blonde-haired W woman over here. She's really someone from black ancestry, but when her family fled from Louisiana to from Mississippi, Louisiana to Chicago, she changed her race. You got to be careful about that, y'all. We got to watch what they're trying to do because you got to understand, they can't stop what we did down South, but now they can try to mangle it up what we did when we went up North. So watch those words, fam. She's trying to make it look like so many. Listen what she said. This is her words. She said like so many families, they switched it over. So they were black in the South, but they turned W's when they got up North.
Families fleeing the South at that time, they shifted their racial identity.
Shifted your racial identity? Shifted your racial identity? Where they do that at? Where are you allowed to do that? Somebody tell me right now where in the hell they come up with that one. Shifted your racial identity. Nah, bruh.
So they marked down their race as white. It appears like so many families fleeing the South at that time, they shifted their racial identity. So many people talking about this online. I mean, it's just fascinating to see his lineage.
Absolutely. And very interesting.
His lineage. Notice, she was talking about Haiti, San Domingo, mulatto. Those are not lineages from the United States of America. There's no mulatto lineage. Mulatto can have a piece here, a piece there. Okay, San Domingo and Haiti, that's a whole different type. So I'm hearing just sprinkles of black in here. That's what I'm hearing, y'all. I'm hearing sprinkles of Black American, but most of them I'm hearing everything other than. If you're talking about FBA, it's FBA in the beginning, it's FBA in the end, it's FBA in between. There's no jumping back and forth. That's what I'm seeing.
Fascinating to see his lineage.
Absolutely. And very interesting in terms of his role as, a bridge builder between cultures. I think that's to me, that's the takeaway here, where he's
the bridge builder between cultures. What culture you talking about? And by the way, even if this is true, what this man ever did to build bridges for Black Americans? Listen to this, family. Do you see what they're trying to do? They're trying to kick, first off, that Caribbean, Louisiana fake lie. All right, they're trying to crowbar that in. That's number one. Number two, now they're trying to hit you with the racial solidarity. All right. And three, this is opening the door for the $5 FBAs. This is what we really got to start watching for now, y'all. We done denied access to the front door, denied access to the back door. They coming in through every window they can find, trying to make it look like everybody's connected all together as one. This is what he's trying to do.
I think that's to me, that's the takeaway here, where he has this history, his family, and he is now in this position, a worldwide position where he's there and can kind of bridge cultural gaps in so many different ways.
Yeah, and just in talking to many Black Catholics in the Chicago area, this is a story that certainly resonates with them. So we'll be sure to stay on top of it with this.
The story resonates with the Black Catholics because y'all know all of them fled the South and turned white when they got up north. See, come on, y'all. Come on, fam. We be on it, y'all. We be on it. This is what we're saying. You got to watch this, y'all. You have to watch this. This is opening the door for them to slide anybody in. And that's where we're moving right now. Right now, we're moving into a stage in the time frame where they're trying to bring anybody in to be Black Americans because they got to bend the rules. By the old way and the old laws that were already on existence, we already conquered all of that. We've already dominated all that. We got that under control. What they're trying to do now is just make up new things. They're trying to make up new things because they feel that new things are going to be their avenue in, and they're going to keep coming at us with this, family. So no. But just think about that now, fam. Delineation has already reached the White House. Has delineation reached the Catholic Church? I mean, has it reached the religious side? Are they using religion now, like they've always done, it's nothing new, to come in and to insert people into our lineage? Delineation is destroying people right now. Delineation is so powerful, fam, that we've already seen the White House talking about it. That's the highest form of the United States government. Now you're starting to see it go on in the churches. They're trying to push in and talk about delineation. So you're seeing a gang of stuff. Yeah, I'm seeing what y'all saying. Yeah. You see, there's a crowbar. They got about 15 crowbars in that. And always watch the language that they use. Whenever they start saying things like lineage, that's about FBA, okay? No, who was even saying lineage? I don't think the average American even knew what the hell lineage was until we start saying lineage. Remember, this used to be just about race in America. Everybody's one big race. That's what it was in the United States of America. One big race. Nobody really wanted to talk about nationality or lineage because that empowered us. So they stayed far away as they could from lineage. They didn't ever really want to talk about lineage in America. That's just something America wasn't really concerned with. That's just what it was. Now everybody wants to talk about lineage because they want a crowbar. 9 times out of 10, when you hear that, fam, you already know. And by the way, FBA, we don't want nothing to do with the stuff that they got going on. I don't want to hear none of that. Okay, because once they tie us into all of that, remember, y'all, if you allow somebody to tether onto you, you just married their problems. And let's just say they got a hell of a lot of problems. Next thing you know, they're going to say, was it the Black Americans who were responsible for the things that went on at the Vatican? Let's be real. Y'all know what it is. Was it really the Blacks who were the ones who instigated all the issues that they have? More at 12. So we got to be very cautious of that, fam. You got to be, yeah, absolutely. We got to be very cautious of that because I know exactly what they're trying to do. I know exactly what they're trying to do. And they're trying to bring everybody into our lineage, fam. Everybody is lining up at that door trying to be FBA because we're getting closer to that bag. The closer you get to that damn bag, the more people going to come out the woodwork. I'm trying to tell you, family, being FBA, that is a royal flush. That's a wild card. Everybody wants your citizenship, y'all. Everybody wants it. So you got to protect it. And you got to be very stern with protecting it, okay? You got to be very stern. Another thing that's come on, y'all sit down, y'all get ready for this one. This one about to blow your mind, okay? Another thing that's been going on right here in the United States of America is there's this whole thing now where they're talking about, I'm not lying, y'all, they're talking about redhead people with red hair. And do you guys know that they're trying to connect red hair white people to Black Americans because we're all the same race and we all struggle. There's a camaraderie. Remember, they try to say there's a camaraderie with us and illegals. We said, nope. They was trying to say there's a camaraderie with us and the Skittles bag. We said, nope. All lives matter. We said, nope. Now, family, they done got to the point where they're talking about hair color. They're trying to say hair color brings all of these different people together with Black Americans because they had it just as bad as we did. I'm not lying to y'all. And you got a lot of these Black folks who are operating as what I always call Negro escorts who say, come on in, my friends. Y'all know them, come on in, my friends. Yes, they're really trying to, I'm not lying. I put it on everything. Yes, this is what they're doing. They're trying to say gingers are Black because ginger rhymes with something else that starts with an N. I'm not lying. Y'all look at this right here, family. If it wasn't bad enough that they were trying to crowbar the new Pope in, now they're trying to crowbar red hair Becky into FBA. And you think it's funny, but they're not joking, y'all. They found another way of trying to gain access to your lineage, which gives them access to your heritage, which gives them access to your reparations. The $5 red hair has showed up.
About gingers has just somehow healed a little piece of my soul today.
Her soul is healed because she just found out she's black, y'all. This is what she's saying.
I don't know how to explain it. And I feel like if you know, you know. First of all, I can say I've always known there was a soul connection somehow with the black community.
She got a soul connection to y'all. Listen, this is what she's saying, y'all. She got a soul connection. She always knew it. So her red hair gives her a soul connection. She says she's got the Majar spirit because of her hair. You can't make this up.
I was raised around hate and in a small community, a very small conservative community with a lot of values and perspectives and beliefs that I did not align with and never have and never will. And so aside from the bullying and the harassment, the sexual harassment that I've experienced in my life, which I have already experienced on this app.
Which has nothing to do with FBA.
Within seconds of me even having this conversation, I say thank you. And I want to let you know wholeheartedly, I want you to know that your children, your babies, are always safe with me.
Oh, no, she didn't. Y'all heard that? It starts off with a soul connection with black folks in red hair. And she just told all of my foundational black American women that your baby is safe with her. Listen to this. Family, is it not Mother's Day today? Is it not Mother's Day today? Did she just say that black babies are safe with her because of her red hair? Y'all tell me how you feel right now. I'm going to go ahead and put this on pause. I need my sisters. Where my sisters at in the building? I know I got my sisters in here. I know y'all in here deep. Okay. Will y'all leave y'all kids with her because she got red hair? And why do babies come up? What kind of weird is that? What kind of weird SHIT is that? What the hell they have to? What? So I have a soul connection because my red hair in the black community. Oh, and by the way, I just got to say this. Your kids can come on over. Bring your kids, all of them. They safe over here in my house. I got a nice bed. They can come on in. The hell they got to do with black kids? How the hell did black kids get crowbarred into that? How they? Absolutely. I see what you said. It sounds very that way. Yeah, hell no, y'all lighting her up. Y'all lighting her up. Yeah, bet that. You know what I'm saying? How the hell did that turn into black kids? Fam, you want to talk about a curveball? You want to talk about coming out of left field? Somehow she started talking about a soul connection because red hair, which is nothing to do with FBA. Then she threw in there harassment she receives from her own community. And then somehow she ended it with bring me your babies. As if black boys, black girls, black children have any type of good history around Becky number 75. Okay. They didn't have any good history around Becky number 1, 2, 3, or 5. So don't get me into the 70s and the 80s. Where the hell did this come from, y'all? No. It's Mother's Day and she out here begging for babies. Fam, that is completely something from that side of town. All right. Y'all know what town I'm talking about. This woman is out here advocating. I'm starting to think that this, for her, you got to remember this, y'all. Everything is an avenue to crowbar themselves into us. Everything they do. It's always an avenue to crowbar themselves into foundationals. This woman has probably some type of predatory view of black children, and she's using this ginger thing to get inside of our community, okay? You got to remember that. Some people are going to come in because of reparations. That's what they want. They always want something. Some people want A from black Americans. Some people want B from black Americans. Some people want C for black Americans. And they use whatever social trend available to allow them to come in. I believe this woman already has some type of issue or some type of liking or some type of weird deranged affinity about black babies, and she's using this. This is no different than Madonna, than what's that lady's name? Charlize Theron, Angelina Jolie. You know what I'm saying? This is what this is about, y'all. This is using Black American culture so she can get her hands on your children. This is what this is about. This is some real weird stuff.
Thank you to the Black community, but specifically to Black women. I want to say thank you. And I want to let you know wholeheartedly, I want you to know that your children, your babies, are always safe with me.
I got to do it, y'all. I got to. I ain't did it in a minute. We got to do a Black Alpha slowdown, because that was real sinners. She talking real sinners right now. Look at her right there. That's real sinners. She about to break out to the she about to start dancing. For those who seen the movie, she going real horror movie. She going real horror movie. This is horror movie Becky. She said, I want your kids, black folks. She going real horror movie.
To the Black community, but specifically to Black women, I want to say thank you. And I want to let you know wholeheartedly, I want you to know that your children, your babies, are always safe with me. Children, your babies are always safe with me. Always.
What the hell is going on in these USA streets? Family, come on now, y'all. Come on, y'all. Somebody said demonic Karen. You ain't never told no lie. Yeah, she went full Dracula, didn't she? She went full Dracula. Nah, that's a plea. I know a hidden plea if I've ever seen one. I know a hidden plea if I ever seen one. You want to talk about ulterior motive? You want to talk about something that they really hiding? There you go. That's what that is right there, fam. So think about it. Delineation is very serious, because somebody will try to connect themselves into our lineage, and then when they get here, you don't know what these people gonna do. You don't know what their motives, agendas are. All right, it ain't just everybody want our reparations. Some people apparently want your babies too. They want your kids. See, this is what she's talking about. She threw that in at the end. And y'all know I'm always saying, listen to people talk. They'll give you 30 minutes of babble, and at the very, very end, they'll say what they really meant. That's how people talk to us. It's a simple way people talk to Black Americans. They babble, they babble, they babble. They throw something in at the end, and what they said at the end was really what they meant, and everything else was only misdirection. And then that's what she was trying to give. So she ran it all the way back. But they really out here, y'all, thinking that they Black, and they running with it. They out there crying and stuff on TikTok, talking about they got connections to the Black community. They always knew it. They said when they was babies, they just knew it was all going to come to light. And folks is really trying to delineate, and these people really trying to infiltrate. Watch this.
Much love.
It's been 55 years and some months. And
He's crying, y'all.
I finally woke up and felt like I belonged somewhere. Yes. If you don't know what I'm talking about, orange is the new black.
What?
Yeah. Gingers, redheads. We're black. We're black. We're black. Yes, we are different. And no, we're not saying we're African American. It's just the similarities, the things that we have gone through in our life. Redheads are more like the Black race than the white race.
Family, are y'all hearing this? This is what they're doing. This is real life. This is real time. This is what these people trying to do with us, y'all. She just said that they go through the same things we go through.
The white race don't want us no way. You know how many people I've heard say, if I have a redheaded kid, I'm sending it back.
Man, don't nobody say that. Get the hell out of here.
That's disrespectful. I'm so discriminating. I wanted to change my hair color. I wanted to remove my freckles all my life because of the shit I heard from people for being a redhead.
Y'all, I just found out that I'm black, not white, because I guess gingers are black now. Does that mean I'm finally invited to the cookout?
Listen, I don't know who started this whole trend of gingers are black, but I am so here for it. I absolutely love it. In the spirit of our shared camaraderie, we need your guys' help, okay? We redheads, we need to partner up on this because you guys got your win in this department. I'll explain, but we help us get ours.
Black women talk about how y'all love us gingers, redheads, whatever. But I just want to say that I feel very seen. I feel very loved because the amount of rejection, the amount of feeling like you don't belong, the amount of feeling like you don't really have any representation in this world.
Where, fam? Now they're hitting you with these sob stories, y'all. We just get taught that we so wrong and don't nobody care about us. Where? This is new to me, fam. I never knew that they were oppressed. I didn't know that. I just never heard, never knew. No one's ever gave me any inclination that that's the case, fam. I never knew that these people were just such oppressed individuals.
And then now we're just getting like all this love right now on TikTok. And I'm just like, thank you. I love you guys.
What the hell is going on with this ginger trend going on? Apparently gingers are black people now. Is this what we're doing? I never thought of it that way. But if you think about it, ginger and the other word, they're just spelled differently.
Black. Listen to that, y'all. Now they're making mockeries of the N-word, y'all. They making mockeries. Listen to this, fam. They making mockeries of the N-word, okay? Because ginger and the N-word rhyme. So I guess everything that rhymes now means somebody's black. This is where they're trying to make it.
People now, is this what we're doing? I never thought of it that way. But if you think about it, ginger and the other word, they're just spelled differently.
Black people being gingers, I don't know how y'all never put two and two together. First of all, if you kind of mix up the word ginger, what specific N-word do you get? Think about it.
She thought she ate with that one, didn't she? Then she thought she ate? Well, in the N, in the I, you put a G on it, and then when you add another syllable, that means that we are all interconnected from the spiritual core, not to mention genetics. And by the way, look at her hair. Are y'all surprised somebody with that hair color is running around here trying to bring Becky into the community?
Think about it.
I keep seeing all these posts how they saying gingers is black. Bro, just rearrange the letters in ginger and what you get.
Man, get the hell up out of here. Family, this is what we talking about. This is what's going on. Y'all see it right there. Y'all, yeah, them hairlines is real funny style too. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, this is what you're talking about though, fam. Look at what I just showed everybody. I just showed everybody they're trying to crowbar the Pope into foundational Black American heritage and lineage with a lot of sketchy, skeptical information that didn't really add up. And then now they're just saying all redheads. And you got black folks out there saying, nah, it's true because it all rhymes together. So I guess everything that rhymes means that you're a part of the lineage. So if I come up with something that rhymes with millionaire, does that mean I got $1 million since we playing that game? Okay, because there's a lot of things that rhyme with millionaire. Can I get in on that then and be like, well, technically it rhymes with millionaire, so I should be one too. Okay, this is what we're doing now, right? That's what we're talking about. That's what we're saying. This is all one big game so people can get in on FBA culture. Fam, you never heard this before reparations. Before reparations, fam, there was none of this. None of it. You didn't hear none of this stuff. Now all these intermixing. Notice this too, fam. Don't nobody else got all of these open doors. Why ain't they ever trying to connect with other communities? You notice you don't ever hear the W's doing that with Latinos and saying technically we're all the same. You ever notice that you don't see the Asians doing that with Latinos or the Arabs? No other community is having this whole intermixing, interchange. Everyone can come in. We got the same hair color, so let us come to the cookout. How come it's always with us that you see these people with these laws and with these rules that mean one thing go in? Think about it. If foundational Black Americans used a goddamn drum on a song, they say it came from Africa. If foundational Black Americans move their leg in the dance, they say that comes from Africa where they got to dance in the jungle where they move the same leg. As if we all ain't got two legs, right? And now they're saying, well, the same hair color means you the same. And if you change the syllables around, which, by the way, is very disrespectful. Very disrespectful. So they're playing games. And you see the one lady straight up, she said, hey, can I come to the cookout still? I want to come to the cookout. And they doing this on social media. It's not even like a joke. At first, I thought they was joking, y'all. Yeah, absolutely. The ginger rights movement. That's what they're doing. And that's another thing. Good point. I want to bring this up. Every time foundational Black Americans get a social movement, all these other people come in with social movements so they can dilute what we've created. All right. Go back to the 1960s. During the 1960s, family, it was civil rights for foundational Black Americans. And then what came in after that? You got the hippies came, you got the Chicano movement, and then you got the feminist movement. They wait until FBA get it popping, and then they jump in. That's exactly what happened now. Look at this era, the FBA, the lineage movement. As soon as we got to jumping, then you start to see what? You start to see the Me Too movement. Then you start to see the illegal immigrant movement. And now you're seeing the red hair rights movement. All of this comes on the shoulders of FBA. This is historically. So if you want to put receipts on the table that show people follow what we do and then they ride those social trends, that's it right there. These people all ride the social trends of foundational Black Americans because they can't get it on their own. And also, it's not just about them not being able to get it on their own, which they cannot do. It's also about they see what we're doing. And if they can come in at the same exact time and then they can steal from us, oh, that's perfect for them. They make out just great. And there's always some Negroes running around here trying to bring people in too. There's always somebody out here saying, well, come on in, my friend. You can come on in. Look at that. I always say this, fam. You got to remember. There's always the Negro escort, all right? And the Negro escort is always followed by the Negro bodyguard. They go hand in hand. Who are they? The Negro escort is the person that escorts somebody to our community. And once they bring them into our community, they play bodyguard for them. They start saying, well, leave them alone, be nice to them. That's really my friend. We can't say that about them. Those two communities go hand in hand, those two people. Those are two characters that you see. And fam, they take it to another level. They take it to a whole nother level. Let me show y'all some more stuff. That's not even the end of it, y'all. You got people running around here, and a lot of Black folks are gloating. And then you also got the Black folks, they out here and they want access. Yeah, you already know you're going to have the sugary sandbows popping up, wanting all types of access. Look at this right here. Y'all look at this right here. This one right here starts saying how they're all Black like us. But then they start jumping in and saying how their grandmother used to do things that were Black. Watch this, y'all.
Black. A lot of y'all Irish people.
I need all my friends to tell me growing up that I was not white, that I was Black, to come to this post, because you all have apparently been validated. Now, I want to preface this by saying I appreciate. And with that being said, I am not trying to woe Vicky this situation. I just want to point out a few things that validate what this woman is talking about. Now, my granny, which is my father's mother, they did her DNA before she passed away. Now, she has some Scottish, well, a lot of Scottish, Irish, a little bit of European, and Western Bantus people in her. Now, mind you, it was not much, but it was there.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Now, starting to throw things. Listen now. Listen to what she's saying. Here we go. Now it comes into I got the spiritual connection, just like the other person said, the soul connection. Now you're starting to get that, y'all, the soul connection, the spiritual connection. Here we go. This is how they tie themselves in.
My granny helped my daddy raise me, and there were so many things that she used to do that my daddy used to do that I used to just think was old wives' tales. Just superstitions and whatnot, like throwing the salt behind your left shoulder or spitting on a broom because somebody swept over your feet because now you wasn't going to get married, or sweeping behind you.
All this is stuff that the dominant society picked up from Black Americans. Let's not act like they ain't been stealing our spiritual culture as well. Did y'all not just see Sinners? In Sinners in 2025, they out here stealing our spiritual culture. Just because somebody, and I question if this is true, by the way, I'm not even going to give her credence like she's saying the truth. But let's just say there's some truth in it. Your people stole it from us. So quit trying to attribute it back to you, okay?
On your feet. Now you're going to jail. You didn't want those things to happen, so you spit on the broom. And it was other things, like my daddy would not let me split a pole when we were walking because that was bad luck. And it was all types of things. You step on the back of his foot, he had to tap you on your back. It was just all kinds of things like that. And then I come on this here app and I find out that's hoodoo practices. I thought it was superstition.
There we go. Now she's trying to say her great-great-grandma with 0.2% of Black Caribbean in her technically gave her the superstition powers of hoodoo after watching Sinners and her red hair, so she's just like us. Sooner or later, she's going to want reparations, family.
And mind you, Exhibit A, my hair. Now, if I try to use some hair care products targeted at white people, my shit is going to be dry, frizzy, and just broke off looking.
Oh, hell no. Oh, if you don't stop. If you don't stop. Fam, look at her hair. Now she's trying to make it look like she got black hair. I hope that's not where she's heading with this. I hope she's not trying to say how black her hair is. You better get the hell up out of here.
But tonight, I did a co-wash with Shea Moisture and
Oh,
let it
God.
air dry. I ain't scrunch it and I ain't put shit on it. This is just how it came out. Now, I know they say the curl pattern is supposed to start at the root, but do y'all see how it flips at the root? It is not a deep curl, but it is a very deep wave.
Oh.
Also, I would like to point out the fact
she's thinking
that I am almost 43 years old. I am not wearing a filter.
Oh, no. I know she ain't trying to hit us with the black don't crack. Because Becky looking real sketchy. Hell no.
I'm still breaking out like a fucking teenager. And y'all see all those wrinkles? Yeah, that's right, you don't. Now go look at another white person that's 43. Case closed.
Why,
I know she didn't just try to hit us with the black don't crack. If you don't get the hell up out of my damn space. But there you go, you guys. That's what we're talking about. There it is. There it go. These people want in on FBA lineage culture so bad, y'all. So bad. I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you, fam. We've done a lot of breakdowns about a lot of tethers, or the Euro tethers and the people of color tethers and the TOCs. I don't know if I've ever seen one that bad before. I don't think I've ever seen one. That right there is just absolute desperation. There's two ways you can look at that. You can look at it was pathetic, or you can look at it from the aspect that I'm looking at it from. And that's, quite frankly, y'all, these people are so desperate to attach themselves to FBA culture that they got to use hair color now. All right. Then that kind of tells you something, because they can't just get in with the regular things. So now they got to start saying hair color and black don't crack, fam. None of that is going to fly. Just to let them know that ain't going to work. That ain't going to work. Brothers and sisters ain't going for that. No, you would say she's looking for Shannon Sharp. Yeah, right there, Brother Damon. Yeah, they always reaching right now. We got them reaching because there's really nowhere they can go. There's really nowhere to go. There's nothing they can do. They can't stand on anything. And that's just because of us. That's all of us, fam. That's certified FBA right there. That's all because of us. We have got these people to the point where we done broke them. We broke them, fam. They ain't got nowhere to go. They're just in shambles. Absolute shambles. And it's good. Stay in shambles. Stay in shambles, because you'll never come around FBA with that type of vibe. FBA is not going for it. No. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what. She better stay on TikTok, because she ain't going around no brother or sister like this. And that's another thing, too. These people got to go hop on the internet, because they know in real life you can't really come around FBA talking that type of talk. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know no black folks in real life. They don't know that. You know what I'm saying? So that's right there with reparations. That's what it is. So we have the Pope trying to crowbar himself into FBA lineage. That shows you how desperate they are. Now you got all these people with red hair trying to talk about soul connections and pale ain't frail and all these different things, trying to crowbar themselves into our lineage as well. This shows you where we are, fam, and we got everybody in a state of desperation. I see desperation. I'm going to always see desperation in those type of instances and those type of cases, because that's what it is. It's pure desperation. It's these people folding, these people falling, these people crashing, and I'm here for it all the way. And another thing they've been doing, y'all, is not only do you have people crashing out, not only do you have people making mockeries of themselves, not only do you have these people just breaking down straight up and down, you also have a lot of people who've been running around trying to play this fake game about DNA. That's one thing they love to do, family, because people understand when you start dealing with FBA genetics, FBA genetics are so strong and powerful, and we come in so many shapes and we have so many different shades that everybody now feels they can just mingle in. But here's the thing. We know exactly what FBA look like. It's kind of like when the Africans put up pictures and they try to say, don't we look like y'all? And we're like, hell no, you don't. We know what FBA looks like. Don't try to use the fact that we got so many different shades as some type of avenue to get in. All right. Because now you got people just showing up and say, well, I kind of sort of look like them. And they're doing a lot of kind of sortas as well, y'all. Kind of sort of coulda, woulda, shouldas. Nothing definitive. We know what we are. We know who we are. We know what we look like. We're understanding of where FBA is going. They can't come in. And the fact that these people can't come in, y'all, is really breaking them to the point where they just start, as we say, babbling and breaking things down. And babbling is not good for your health, okay? Let me tell you why. I'm going to tell you why it's not good for your health. Because for all of these people out here babbling and just trying to make things up, they're basically watching everything in their community go down the drain. You're watching your community go down the drain the more you're worried about foundational Black Americans. See, FBA, like we always say, going to be all right. FBA going to stand on business. FBA going to always be certified. You can't say that about your people. See, your people going to be in the same position where you got to get on TikTok and talk about us. We ain't on TikTok talking about you. You got to get on TikTok and talk about what FBA got going on. FBA don't care at all about you. None. So now they're making up these flat lies, fam, trying to say how FBAs are going here and we're traveling the world and FBAs want to connect. One of the main things they always do, fam, is what I call, y'all have heard me say this before, narrative hustlers, where they run to the internet or wherever the hell and they just make things up because they feel if they can set some type of fake narrative, people will just follow it blindly. But they don't understand, again, with the paperwork checking, we're not falling for anything blindly. We checking paperwork, and if it don't add up, it just doesn't add up. So, you know, about a year ago, they was trying to get us to go to Africa, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and we shut all that down. Do you know now, family, they sending out these people, and these people that they're sending out, they're trying to make it look like Black Americans are moving to Kenya, and they're trying to make it look like it's some type of like rallying thing where we're all doing it. Y'all watch this.
Content from Black Americans who are moving to Kenya. And a lot of people have opinions. So here's mine, yeah? I think from an economic point of view, wow, please move here. Please move here. I'm so excited for real estate agents. I'm super excited for artists, especially artists, people who make such. I am so excited for them because a lot of the Black Americans who are moving to Kenya, like permanently, are very grounded, and Kenya is the perfect place to be grounded because it's in Africa, number one. Number two, you can find so much of your spirituality. So they are here promoting art, and it's so beautiful to watch. Lawyers, of course, they're going to be leasing properties. They're going to be leasing maybe land or apartments.
How many people do y'all know that are leaving to Africa, y'all? Can we go there about that, y'all? Can we really say this? Why are they trying to make it look like brothers and sisters are packing up going to Africa every other weekend? You understand what I'm saying? How many Black brothers and sisters in America are doing that? You got about 3 scam Africans who ain't got the memo that ain't popping, and now they're trying to make it look like it's a thing. It's just some thing that's going on, y'all. Everybody's doing it. That's not really working. That's not working. See, trying to tell us something just to tell us, to trick us, that's not really going anywhere. Now people are going to have to start showing and proving, and they're not able to show and prove because it's not happening.
Of course, lawyers are going to get involved. Lawyers are going to make money. And then the community, I've noticed something about the Black Americans when they move to Kenya specifically. Like, for example, Kida, I think it's Kida Greatness. His real name is Bobby. Bobby's out here asking people, like on the streets, Kenyans, how do you feel about Black Americans? Like, when you think about it from this perspective, they don't just want to come here to exploit and make money and gentrify. No. They also want to be included in the community. I've seen how they interact with Kenyans. They're super friendly too. They're just as friendly as us. They hi. And it's like, as much as, yes, some of them are passport bros. Some of them are just here to, like hook up with women, whatever. At the end of the day, you have to remember that these women are also allowing it. The Kenyan women are allowing it. So I can blame both sides. But then again, I'm not a morality police. You do whatever, as long as consent was there. Now that's your business.
She done went way off into the jungle with that, family. Way off into the jungle. She starts off talking about Kenya. She starts talking about Africa and Black Americans. Next thing you know, she's going into some personal story. She doesn't have anything to stand on. This is what I'm saying. There's nothing for these people to stand on. They're just making it up. They're just making it up. There's nothing for them to stand on. They're putting out these fake stories left and right every other day about Black Americans doing that. And we just quite frankly can't point to none. We cannot point to Black Americans going over there, moving over there, because it's not happening in no real numbers. It's just not happening in no real numbers. And they understand that, y'all. And the days of kind of like tricking us by just putting it in the news, that's not really going. Let me show y'all what brothers and sisters are really saying about Africa. Let me put it on the line, okay? Because just like every other community, they're going to have to hold their own. They're going to have to do for self. Trying to get foundational Black Americans to do for you, making up lies, talking about we're over there. Let me tell you the reality. What the last person was saying was the fantasy. Now, let me show you the reality about Africa.
Oh, I know a lot of y'all might come at my neck for this, but have y'all seen the video of the 59-year-old nurse? She is an African nurse who says that she hates African-American people. She would not march with us for any cause. She said that she particularly does not like African-American women and that she thinks that she is better than us. And then she also proceeded to say, you stay in your lane and I'm going to stay in my lane. Well, I feel like for all that, stay in your country. Stay in your country. Like, what are you over here for? If you hate African-American people so bad, why won't you stay in Africa? Why did you come over here? Did you come over here because you knew it was better opportunities, that you could make a little bit more money, that living conditions might be better? And trust me, I know that Africa is beautiful. I know there are many, many beautiful places in Africa. But what are you here for? What are you here for? And what makes it even worse is that you're a nurse. And I feel like you being a nurse is dangerous, because if you don't like African-American people, how are you going to properly care for an African-American person? And I'm going to link her name down below. I'm going to tag her page down below so you guys can see. I don't see that video on her page, but it's definitely her. But yeah, if you don't like us, what are you here for? Stay in your country. You stay in your country and we'll stay in our lanes. We don't need you. We don't need you for anything, for real. You know, I'm not going to sit up here and bash Africans, because there's a lot of African people that I know that I really, really am cool with. But for you to say all of that and then tell us to stay in our lane, I think you should take your own advice and stay in your own country.
And that's real energy and how brothers and sisters are really talking out here in the streets. Man, ain't nobody talking about going back no damn Africa. It's just not, you can't go back to somewhere you've never been. We're so disassociated. See, what the world is realizing now is our disassociation from Africa. It's just a disassociation based on reality. People don't like it, they just go ahead and do what they got to do, okay? Because it's a reality. We have no African-isms in us. We don't wake up every day and think about Africa. We don't have no connections. We are foundational Black Americans right here in the good old United States of America. And whether they like it or not, whether they accept it or not, that's just the truth. And it's not just them, fam. We've been letting everybody know that they're going to have to hold their own. All right. And this is what this goes down to. We can show everybody trying to get in on our culture. We can talk about everybody trying to steal from us. But let's talk about what's really real. What's really real is this. I don't give a damn what community you come from. We've understood, we've identified the spite, the jealousy, the envy, the vitriol that all of these groups have for us. Africa, they can come around and send 3 or 4 people to talk about we all friends and all brothers. We understand there's millions saying Nakata and every other slur they can find. All right. You can get all the redhead folks that get on here and TikTok and talking about a soul connection and they want your babies. We understand there's millions from that community that call us the N-I-double-G with the hard R at the end of it. And then this other community that's out there, and this particular community I want to address. Did y'all see what went on in Massachusetts? Tell me y'all seen what went on in Massachusetts this weekend. Family, I'm going to show you why we so different from everybody else and why we on our same time and energy and space. In Massachusetts, fam, ICE done pulled up and damn near detained the whole block. Yeah. Remember people were running around here talking about Black Americans come save us. Black Americans, y'all owe us. Black Americans this, Black Americans that. Now you see these people getting ran up on left and right. See, there were some things that went on because people talk, but we listen. People speak, but we pay attention. We know every single thing that one of these people has said about us, and they mad that we take notes, y'all. But let me go ahead and show y'all. We was talking about our boy Rodney Hinton Jr., and notice this pattern of a particular community that always wants FBA to ride for them. I want y'all to notice how this same community, y'all, was out here telling us how guilty Rodney Hinton Jr. is. Notice the pattern. The same community that said Carmelo is wrong, people of color. The same community that says Rodney Hinton Jr. is wrong, people of color. And the same community that says that we don't deserve reparations, Black and brown coalition. Watch this right here, y'all.
Straight up. You was in the wrong. I don't care what anybody says. You was in the wrong. Your son got shot by a police officer, okay? He was carrying a gun. He was running from the police, and he got shot. Unfortunate circumstances, yes, okay? Yes, anybody's life's taken is an unfortunate situation, okay? Life is so precious. Life is so precious, okay? But that does not give you the right to go and a random police officer.
Why you getting so mad about Chad's community, Pedro? Pedro, worried about your own, Pedro? Why you worried about Chad? Look how much they come to the defense of the dominant society, y'all. Look how much. This man out here getting mad like it's him. You don't get no right to do what you did, the Black and browns. Why are you so mad? Remember, y'all, on every single political or social issue, the Blacks and Browns coalition sides with the Mayos. Every single one of them. And you see that pattern. And like I said before, we hear it and we watch it all. We taking notes.
That had nothing to do with what happened to your son. That is not right. Okay? You're putting everybody in a category is what you're doing. Okay? You're basically saying, should we blame everybody for this one thing? If that's what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get into, you know, what? Okay, we'll get into it. So does that mean because one did something that now we go take all, we kill a random because of something? No. That's being a bigot. That's not thinking with your brain, bro. You were hurt. You were hurt and you wanted to take it out on somebody. You want your get back, go do it to the person that you want your get back from. You don't go do it to a random person. So, like, bro, imagine being that person, bro. Imagine being that person and your life just gets taken from you for no reason at all. Well, it was a reason, but the reason wasn't justified.
Boy, he want him a spicy zaddy. He want him a real spicy zaddy right here, family. I'm telling y'all, they're auditioning for the dominant society's affection. Let me see y'all face right here while we in the place right here, right now. Let's go. All right, I need everybody in here. Smash that like button. Y'all know this is a special pop-up. You know what I'm saying? We're going to continue to pop up, and we in here right now, 1K deep. Y'all smash that like button. We building, we working, we shining, we grinding. But let me see y'all face real quick. Let's make this clear, y'all. Every social issue from Carmelo Anthony to Rodney Hinton Jr., what you're noticing is all of the people of color, all the Africans, all the tethers, they're jumping straight to the side of the dominant society because they're trying to set a message. They're trying to set a message that the same reason why you allow us into this country is to be anti-black towards FBA and to ride for you guys. They're trying to get brownie points. They're trying to make it be known that we're going to side with the dominant society over black people anyway. All right. This is what they're trying to say. We're going to side with the dominant society. They're all auditioning right now. The people of color see Carmelo Anthony and they say Carmelo's guilty and Austin Metcalf is innocent. Why are they saying that? Because they want the dominant society to pat him on the head. Right now, they're trying to make it be clear whose side they're on because they know that they get sent home, they're getting deported, they're getting ran up out of here. They can't get in on FBA culture. So now what are they trying to do, y'all? They're trying to make it be known that no matter what happens, we're on the side of the males. And why are they trying to make that clear, y'all? Is because that's the reason why they're invited into the country in the first place. Every single thing. Think about the movie Sinners. When Sinners came out, it was all the black and brown coalition who didn't like the movie. When Carmelo Anthony's situation first occurred, it was all the black and brown community who said he was guilty. And now we're Rodney Hinton Jr., who's the one making all the videos getting mad. Fam, I didn't see the males not getting mad as this guy. Pedro's getting ultra mad because Pedro understands he wants the dominant society to come in and say, it's okay, you're on my side, you can stay here. I'm not going to deport you. I'm here to let you know, Pedro, you can make 1,000 TikTok videos. You're still going home because that's not how it works. You don't get to come down on FBA and they say, okay, that's how it is. Really know what it is, y'all? This right here is the policy of all the tethers. Come down on FBA and Mayor will let you stay. That's what it is, y'all. Come down on FBA, be anti-black against FBA, and hopefully you can stay. They want to stay by hating FBA. So this is why they're rushing to the internet right now. He's not even talking to us. He's talking to Zaddy. He wants Zaddy to know that he got Zaddy's back. And he's going to go by his tether contract, which is to hate on foundational black Americans. That's what this is really about, y'all. This is what it's really about. And I'm telling you now, that ain't going to work.
I'm sorry. It wasn't justified. I'm sorry. You want get back, you go do it to the person that you feel like you need to do it to. You don't go and do it to random people. You want your get back, you go do it to the cop that son. You don't go do it to a random person, straight up.
So basically, everybody got disappointed in me yesterday and had the nerve to point out the fact that I'm a Hispanic male and I have gang-related tattoos. A lot of them identified me as an MS-13 member because of my political stance of what I said yesterday about a man killing an innocent cop. Saying I should be understanding because I'm a Hispanic quote-unquote gang member and that cops will put me in jail and
this man is a gang member trying to give moral advice. I don't know where in the world he thinks Donald Trump is going to give him a pass with all them damn tattoos.
Target me and probably shoot me in a line of fire just like anybody else. These are gang-related tattoos. And yes, I was in prison from 13 to 18, got out for 6 months, then went to prison.
A damn 13-year convict trying to get some type of brownie points talking about morality. Nobody believes you, Estrada.
For 15 years. And I've been out since 2020 and I've been out 5 years. But allow me to educate you prejudgment people when they're calling me MS-13 members and threatening to call Trump on me. I've been out 5 years. 5 years as a
call Trump on him.
Full-time employee. I'm a blue-collar man. Benefits, 401k, my own spot, my own car. Never been late.
I don't believe none of that. He's lying. You know you stay in the dumpster behind Taco Bell with Nacho Cheese Bell Grande wrapper. That's all you got.
On a bill. Bro, I've never even been pulled over before. Have a clean driving record, not even a speeding ticket. I'm a former gang member.
No speeding ticket, but been in jail for 13 years. Uh-oh, that's a victory.
Who's online, that speaks against California prison gangs and street gangs and try to teach the kids not to go down the same road that I did and his life up and throw his life away. Most importantly, in the whole 5 years that I've been out, not once have I ever been harassed by a cop or gave a cop a reason to search me, to check me, to identify me, look at my gang-related tattoos because I follow the rules and I learned the law. Because
man, he not talking to us. Pedro, we know who you talking to. You talking to Zaddy. Listen, what I really did was I was nice, right? And I don't ever talk bad to you. I'm always good to you. I'm always on your side. I'm your friend. Do not look at all these tattoos. And I've been to jail and I stay in the dumpster behind Taco Bell. He been to jail and Taco Bell. And he trying to talk to FBA. You've been to jail and Taco Bell. So you better get the hell away from my lineage, partner. Hell no. No. See, fam, this is what it is. These people are not talking to foundational Black Americans. They're auditioning right now. You're going to see more and more of this. Every single one of these cases, you're going to start to see the spicy community come out and rush to some type of defense because they're trying to make the statement that they need to stay here in America. That's what it is. They want to stay here in the United States, and they think by staying in the United States, they can get off by, kind of just getting in with the dominant society. Maybe perhaps the dominant society will be their friends. It ain't working. The same time that he was running around here making those videos, man, let me tell y'all what was going on in Massachusetts, fam. ICE pulled up in Massachusetts, shut down the whole block. This had to have been the biggest raid I ever seen, y'all. The biggest raid I ever seen. Mind you, this is all at the same time that they hating on FBA. This is all at the same time. They talking about Rodney Hinton Jr. was wrong. Be nice. Don't look at all my tattoos. All that time when you worried about foundationals, you need to be worried about your own community. Going back to what I just said. Everybody who's hating on FBA, everybody who's cosplaying FBA, and everybody who's trying to associate and attach themselves to FBA, best spend that same energy worrying about their own goddamn people. Because your people going down fast while your eyes is focused on us. Don't worry about foundationals. We are all right. We going to be all right. We stay all right. But I can't say the same thing about you because you out here getting round the hell up. Look at this right here, family. When ICE pulled up. And I want to send a shout out to Pedro, Romero, Estrada, Gonzala, and Taco Bell, who been to jail, to MS-13 and everything in between. I hope you enjoy making them TikTok videos about FBA because I enjoy watching these damn deportation videos about you. Adios. We're running, y'all. Fam, they done pulled up about 100 deep. Look how they ran up on these people. You don't see this with FBA. Once again, shout out to Romero, Estrada, Pedro. If y'all got any Restradas and Ameros that y'all want to say shout out to, please put it in the chat because I want them to know that we sending love. And I seen all those TikTok videos and you're hating on Carmelo and Rodney Hinton Jr., FBA who are fighting for their life right now. Since you ain't got no, respect for them, y'all send all y'all shout outs to Romero. And I also want to send a shout out to that little Taco Bell, Chihuahua, Taquito Taco Bell. Shout out to him as well, man. I'm going to get you some dog biscuits. Enjoy the show. Stop! Damn! Stop! Damn, the NFL draft was last month, but I think I found me a linebacker. Stop! Damn! Stop!
Definitely a chaotic scene on Eureka Street Thursday as Worcester police and ICE agents detained a mother and her 16-year-old daughter. That girl's face slammed into the ground as she was taken into custody. They have not been identified. Worcester police said officers were dispatched to the area for a report of a federal agent surrounded by about 24 people. When police arrived, they say the teen daughter was holding a newborn baby in her arms and standing in front of the ICE vehicle that was trying to leave with their mother inside. Officers told her she was endangering the baby, so she handed the newborn to a relative, but police allege as the ICE vehicle drove away, she ran after it and kicked the side of it. She was arrested and charged with reckless endangerment of a child, disturbing the peace, disorderly conduct, and resisting arrest. Also arrested was Ashley Spring of Worcester, who police said pushed multiple officers and threw an unknown liquid substance on them as they tried to arrest the teen. Spring faces several charges, including assault and battery of a police officer,
You threw a liquid substance on the police officer. That's all you got? That's all you out here's doings now? Huh? Shout out to Rey Mysterio Jr. That's it? Come on now. Come on.
We spoke with Spring moments before she was taken away.
ICE was here, the community gathered. We found out that they didn't have a warrant. They didn't have not just a judicial warrant, they didn't have a warrant at all. They wouldn't present it. And the community decided that these women were free to go, and the women decided to go and exercise their right to leave because they were not being detained. At that point, the police continued to try to brutalize them, to rip the baby out of the mother's arms.
They was out there with a baby. That's child endangerment.
4-week-old baby, it looks like. And the community tried to intervene and help them.
The city manager of Worcester said in a statement the series of the ICE vehicle that was Thursday as Worcester police and ICE definitely a chaos.
Stop. Stop, ma'am, stop. Stop. Stop, ma'am, stop. Stop. Stop, ma'am, stop. To leave because they were not being.
A series of events was no doubt.
Freeze, family. I got a question for the whole certifieds in the building in the place right now. Okay, because you know I got to be extra petty right here. Y'all know what Black Alpha gonna do if I see any Pedros or Estradas or Romeros in my community? I'm gonna pick up my phone and I'm gonna call ICE. Okay, so I need you to call ICE, everybody. That's what I need you to do right here, family. If you see one, ICE, I'm on your side. All right, I am a tax-paying American citizen. I got some ICE right here, and I'm gonna hand it to you. With you see a Romero and Estrada, I need you to call ICE, and everything gonna be all right. Shout out to Romero. Let's get back to the footage, family. There it is. There it go. Petty alert.
Disturbing, and the footage of a family being separated is harrowing. He insists that Worcester police were not assisting with the ICE detainment, but they were.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for our sins. The hour of our death.
They do not tolerate.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for our sins. Now and the hour of our death. Amen.
Stop! Police are coming! Stop! They do not have the warrant! They do not have the warrant!
She had a baby in her hands, y'all. A damn baby. They may not have a warrant, but they got deportations. That's what we talking about. Damn, I hope y'all enjoyed that, fam. I'm talking about, I done seen some deportation videos in my day, but I ain't never seen no deportation videos like that. You got to love it. You got to love it. Because remember, y'all, they was talking about foundational Black Americans. They had all those things to say, you know what I'm saying? Black Alpha grabbing his phone and he calling ICE and he calling them twice and it's going to be all right. You understand? But this is what happens when they talk about us. This is what happens, Sam. They always run their mouth about foundational Black Americans when, quite frankly, you're in no position. See, one thing I don't like, y'all. I don't like people talking when they ain't got no business talking, okay? That's what I don't like. I don't like that, fam. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Foundational Black Americans, we people who deal with enough, okay? We don't need no sideline haters, all right, running their mouth about us. But let me just tell y'all the difference. That's what went on in Massachusetts when they rounded up all those Pedros. Now, let me tell y'all why we let the world know y'all not like us by no shape or form. The things they do to y'all, they'll never do to us. I know you're out here brown nosing. I know you're out here trying to be next to the dominant society. But let me tell you something. That'd never go on with FBA. That'd never. You think somebody gonna pull up on the block and just start checking the FBA like that? And we gonna be screaming, see what I noticed, fam? Let me ask y'all. In these TikTok videos, I see them pointing their finger and cursing at us a hell of a lot, right? How much energy and negativity that they're throwing at us? They're critiquing us. They're very, very disrespectful in these damn TikTok videos. I ain't seen none of that in real life. When ICE pulled up on you, I seen a whole bunch of screaming. I seen a whole bunch of running. Old girl was running. She was like, no. And he said, nope, gotcha. Bam. Just yoked her ass up. I don't see none of that energy that you got talking about FBA. How come your energy, Pedro, is rough and rugged, you thuggish, ruggish bone, when you start talking about FBA, and then you boys to men when you start talking about the dominant society? How in the hell did you go from Tupac Shakur to Ricky Martin? I want to know where all that same energy at, because when you talk about us, man, they hit play and they made black community. What did you need to do? Carmelo, Rodney Hinton Jr., FBA, they start talking reckless. Soon as ICE pull up, they screaming. When they go to their protest and they waving them flags, y'all ain't never out here getting busy though. Y'all ain't never out here really getting busy. Y'all really just talking because you ain't about that life. You ain't certified. You can't stand next to us. You can't have my reparations. You can't get my money because you ain't like us. You don't ride for FBA. We don't need you to ride for FBA. Stay over there, make your TikTok videos, and be quiet. That's what you can do. FBA out here. And let me tell you the difference. I'm going to tell you the difference, y'all. Did y'all see what went on in Chicago? In Chicago, apparently, I guess at a funeral, some black folks started fighting. I don't know what it was about. Not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just here to tell you the way the game goes and how to play it. And I guess some police pulled up and they was like, yeah, we're going to see what it is. And the police ran up on the block the same way they ran up on Julio's block. But I want y'all to know the difference between the FBA scene and the Estrada scene. It ain't the same.
2 Chicago police officers are in the hospital hurt after a fight broke out at a funeral on the west side.
One more time.
2 Chicago police officers are in the hospital hurt after a fight broke out at a funeral on the west side.
What we do know is that one of the officers suffered a head injury that was serious enough for him to be transported by ambulance here to Stroger. This was the scene outside Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church in the 4300 block of West Madison in West Garfield Park, where a funeral service took place earlier this afternoon. It was around 12:30 when police were called to the scene for an apparent fight that broke out inside the church. When officers responded, 911 dispatchers reported that some of those officers got attacked by funeral goers.
One injured officer with a head injury. Ambulance 10 has him. I don't know.
Do you hear screaming? Who's screaming here now? Who running? Who running, fam? You don't see no running? You don't see no hiding? I don't see all that energy I just seen for Pedro.
How about the other ones yet?
The scene appeared to spiral out of control as officers became overwhelmed. Those on the scene were urged to take an unknown number of...
Look at nobody right here. Look at nobody getting off the block. Look at nobody leaving. Look at them.
The scene were urged to take an unknown number of individuals involved in the clash into custody and to immediately leave the church.
Hey, they jumped in the car, the ones that jumped on him. The head injury, ambulance 10 has him. I don't know about the other ones yet.
The scene appeared to spiral out of control as officers became overwhelmed. Those on the scene were urged to take an unknown number of individuals involved in the clash into custody and to immediately leave the church.
Now it's about to get real, family.
Hey, they jumped in the car, the ones that jumped on him. The ones that jumped on him jumped in the car already. So they still. Y'all ain't got no reason to the church. Y'all know the church.
Side. 2 Chicago.
And notice, fam, old buddy who was over there snitching, he started backing up. He was like, oh, goodness, no, hold on. Notice his camera view was here, and then it got way over here because I heard some brothers seen him, some brothers pressed his ass.
Side. 2 Chicago police officers are in the hospital hurt.
Easy work, easy work, easy work. Fam, I'm going to tell you one thing, and I'm going to make this crystal clear. You stay the hell out of the way when Black Americans are having some dispute, especially a dispute about a family, okay? They learn real fast out there in Chi-Town. See, Chi-Town get busy, busy, busy. Is Chicago in the building tonight? I don't know. Yeah, you see the Chuck Berry, shout out. You already know, fam. Y'all already know. I always got somebody different. It was Chuck Berry. I did the Supremes last week. Y'all already know. We always represent, family. Shout out. I'm glad you noticed that. But, fam, is Chicago in the building, in the place? Shout out to Chi-Town. Shout out to Chi-Town, okay? My people about 4 hours east. Yes, indeed. But you see off top from the giddy up, fam. That was different than Julio. That was different. Who was doing the running? See, they ran down on Julio. They ran away from Chicago. Yeah, it is. People know what it is. Okay, I see you, Chicago. Oh, Chicago in the building. Yes, indeed. Chicago in the building. Certified salute. Certified salute. Certified salute. So many I can't even keep up. Yes, indeed. I see another Chicago. I love Chicago. Much love, much respect. Midwest brethren. Chi-Town. Much love. Yeah, they ain't pulling that in Chicago, fam. See, they run at everybody else. They run from us. What I understand is that there was a family dispute, and that happens with everybody. And there was an issue going on. And when it got live and got motivated, people try to jump involved. And them brothers and sisters was like, listen, this is between us. You get the hell up out of here. And then you heard what the report said. The report said some people ended up getting some hands and some feet, touched upon them. And it is what it is, bruh. That's just how the game go. But it tells you the difference, fam. We don't have that energy they had. They was running. See, on TikTok videos, they do all that. And they always talking about FBA. Don't talk about FBA while Chad is coming over here with a big-ass club. And then you running from Chad. Chad popping you up. But then you want to get on TikTok and talk about my lineage. Man, my lineage is Gucci gang, bruh. So we out here. So shout out to the Shy. Shout out to everybody. My brother EJ, I see you, fam. Yeah, shout out to my Detroit players. Man, shout out to the whole Midwest. You already know what it is. Much love. I don't give a damn if it's Midwest. It's much love and respect. But, you know, we FBA all day. But let me tell y'all something else. Now, we up there now, and we in the shot. Now, I want to bring it on down to Atlanta. Can we bring it to the ATL? We got to go on down because y'all know I'm a Southern Midwesterner, and I'm a Midwesterner Southerner. You already know. Okay? You know how we go. Love it, love it, love it. I tell people all the time, Ohio and GA is like New York and California to Tupac for me, okay? Let me show y'all something real quick, though. I need y'all to see this. Oh, y'all got to see this. There's been a lot of talk about a race war, all right? Can we go there, family? This has been going on. There's been a lot of talk about a race war. And you got a lot of these people running around here throwing the N-word around left and right, talking about this, that, and the other thing. Talk about a race war, things going to happen, all that kind of stuff people talk about. FBA is not scared. That's another thing, fam. We ain't scared. We unaffected and unbothered, all right? But let me tell y'all this right here, fam. So we're going to go on down, fam. Let's bring it on down to the ATL. So you know one thing on FBA, Certified Black Society, Black Alpha Network, we're going to cover all 50 states, fam. So if we're going to start in the mid, we're going to bring it on down to the south. We hit the East Coast and the West Coast up because we all one, right? All right. Now, Pedro was talking reckless, and Pedro was getting ran down on, and they were snatching up their females, right? Right. Then you seen in Chicago, brothers and sisters was having a personal dispute. Then they got infiltrated by some police officers, and then they left, and we ran them up out of there. Did y'all see them people running around talking about something? If a race war happens, y'all blacks best to get ready because it will come down. See, the Rodney Hinton situation got a lot of these people thinking they're going to get into that vigilante stuff. Did y'all see some people popped up in Atlanta wearing some KKK costumes, and it didn't turn out too good for them? Shout out to GA, because it's GA all damn day. Shout out to A-Town. Y'all look at this right here, fam. Watch how quickly things change when FBA gets on game. Watch it.
For those of you who are old enough to remember the Rodney King riots, if Rodney Hinton is found anything other than innocent, you are going to see an unleashing of a storm that has been brewing in America.
How many of y'all scared? Ooh, how many of y'all just terrified? Let me before I proceed. Ooh, how many of y'all scared? If Rodney Hinton Jr. is something. Okay, yeah, I got some mail and some Miracle Whip for you. Not scared, all right? Check me. How many of y'all scared? Because I got a good feeling my certified foundational Black Americans ain't scared for shit, isn't it? Okay, so just letting you know, Billy Bob, we ain't afraid. And brothers and sisters apparently ain't afraid by what we doing out here in the real world. I already see y'all hell to the nose. The not at alls ain't happening. Get the hell up out of here. The F arounds and finds out. Watch the way this turned out, family.
For those of you who are old enough to remember the Rodney King riots, if Rodney Hinton is found anything other than innocent, you are going to see an unleashing of a storm that has been brewing in America for 60 plus years.
It's no longer we gonna let y'all continue to get away with just harming and putting your hands on us. Soon that shit done, we reacting.
Oh, they shouldn't have been this. Oh, well, we don't know the whole story. We don't care no more. That's the part that y'all missing.
Easy work, easy work, easy work. That right there was a few brothers talking about what is going to go down in the real time, in the real world, right? I need you right now to smash that damn like button because I got to go ahead and put this one up the right goddamn way. Notice that the brother was clapping, right? Notice that the brother was having a jolly ass time, right? And notice this, fam. As somebody said in the chat, a bunch of y'all said in the chat, like Bone Crusher said, we ain't ever scared. This is how that turned out in a matter of a few days.
In Atlanta, Georgia, yesterday, two men from the KK, and y'all already know the other, has been unalived in Atlanta. And I just want to tell you guys, man, all the racist guys, man, I just want to tell you, man, that this ain't back in the day, guys.
They found out. Robert, Earl, and Otis, they not them. They Glocktaviuses and Sharkeishas. And if you come in their neighborhood with a Halloween costume on, like you gonna scare somebody, they might just turn your ass into a ghost. I know TikTok be having people hyped up and, oh yeah, we gonna do this, we gonna ride. But they found the right one. They found the right one.
So why am I hearing that two KKK members, hooded KKK members, took their tail to DeKalb County, Georgia somewhere, and got themselves unalived in the hood? Now they're the ones who put us in the hood anyway. Indigenous Black America. They just still they are living in the 1800s, early 1900s, where they can just scare us half to death by just coming to our neighborhoods. But that ain't what happened, y'all. What happened was they got unalived. Y'all can't. We are not the same people from all those years ago. My people better know thyself.
Easy work. Easy, too damn easy. So what ended up happening, family? Same thing in Chicago. Brothers and sisters were standing on business. Let's make this clear. So they was in Atlanta, and these two individuals from that particular hate organization pulled up, and they was wearing them costumes, and some brothers and sisters weren't having it, and the rest is history. And that's just the way it go. You're not pulling them games on us. You're not scaring us. See, a lot of things come along when we say we certified and when we say we foundational. That is the spirit of no fleeing, no running, no hiding, no skipping, no jumping. Leave that up to Pedro. We ain't got to run up in here and come up with all these games. So brothers and sisters stood on business, and brothers and sisters said, hey, it is what it is. My reports is that was a self-defense situation because you're threatening people. And according to what ended up happening, boom, yep, in Ohio too, same situation. Yep, all new day, all new time. This is what it is, y'all. See, this notion that people are making FBA afraid and we're running from people, that's just not happening. That's just not happening. Name me a place, and I'll spot you the whole planet Earth. Name me a place where there's a foundational Black American brother, a foundational Black American sister, and somebody's punking us. Somebody tell me where that is, because it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. You know, out in California, they always be talking about the essays and all that. Man, I ain't yet seen not one video of no essay doing anything to no real certified. It just ain't happening. All right. They may go try to run up on an honor roll student or something like that, but them honor roll students know some people who know some people. So it ain't happening. Let's fast forward. Chicago, those people up there that be on that, they keep that on their side of town because they know when they cross that bridge, it's a whole different game. Down south, they know what it is. In New York, they'll go somebody like Daniel Penny, okay, and he'll go after Jordan Neely. He doesn't cross to them FBAs that be in Brooklyn, be in Harlem, okay? Let's make that clear. You don't deal with the Bronx. You got FBA everywhere. I don't care if there's one foundational Black American and they surrounded by tethers. Ain't nobody punking them. That's just what it is, family. And we're going to go ahead and put that on the line. I don't care where the FBA is. I do not give a damn. Anytime you see something going on with us, it's a soft target. It's going to be a soft target followed by somebody trying to get some Benjamin chump of money. But it ain't ever going to be no certified riding with no certifieds. It's just not happening. It's just not. So brothers and sisters get with it all the damn time. Shout out to Chicago. Let me tell you a story about Chicago. I think we spoke about this before. All that, I know this for a fact. All that stuff about Al Capone and how he used to come to Chicago and he'd be selling all this stuff. I remember hearing stories about brothers and sisters in Chicago that ran Al Capone off the block. Al Capone knew not to cross them tracks in Chicago because back then, all the brothers and sisters from Chicago was from Mississippi and Louisiana in the height of the lynching era. And I heard stories that they used to tell Al Capone, you come on over here across them tracks and them country boys got something to do with you. You think some Black Americans who just came from Mississippi and Louisiana to Chicago was afraid of Al Capone? Hell no. Hell no. And they used to tell him, you stay over there with that because the moment you cross over, you're going to get that work. See, it's in those movies. You know, they make those El Chapo movies and then have people thinking out in California, the blacks is hiding. And then they make those mafia movies and they make it look like blacks was ducking and dodging. In Chicago, you wasn't pressing no Black people then, and you ain't doing it now. And they know that, and they mad that we know that. Them brothers and sisters back then used to check Al Capone and all them little mafia dudes and Italian cats. They never pressed no Black American. You don't hear no stories about that. Look out in New York. They didn't press nobody in New York. Why you think that the mafia never came after Muhammad Ali? Why you think they never came after Muhammad Ali? They never did because Muhammad Ali was plugged in with Malcolm X. We knew who Malcolm was mobbing with. We know what it was. Think about that. Boxing was a corrupt industry ran by the mafia for years. Muhammad Ali pulls in. He starts knocking people out, winning the title. Nobody says nothing because they were afraid of Malcolm. They were afraid of the nation. And y'all know Malcolm was in them streets needs. So they stayed clear. Muhammad Ali didn't have none of them problems. Sonny Liston, that Muhammad Ali beat for his title two times. Sonny Liston was plugged in with the mafia. Sonny Liston didn't pull none of that stuff on Muhammad Ali. He didn't pull none. Sonny Liston used to be punking people. He'd be plugged in. He was the do boy. It is what it is. Sonny Liston was the do boy for the mafia. He used to be running around with those guys. And when Muhammad Ali beat him, he took that L. And then when they fought again, he took that other L. He didn't come on no crazy stuff. The mafia didn't go to Muhammad Ali and say, you're going to take a fall. Remember that back in the old days, take a dive? You're going to take a dive? Muhammad Ali wasn't doing that because the mafia people, if they thought about telling him to take a dive, they was going to apologize, and they seen Malcolm in them. They was afraid of Malcolm. FBA energy is the ultimate force field because it makes everybody afraid. Everybody else hits a damn U-turn. That's what it was. So in Chicago, in Detroit, in New York, California, you go damn show in the South and it happened. Let me ask y'all. Shout out. I know I got some Southerners in the building. I know I got myself. Shout out. You already know what it is. Much love to New York. Much love to the East Coast, the West Coast, the Midwest. Love it all. But I got to talk to my Southerners right here, okay? My people from the South right now. How many times have y'all seen any Pedros, Romeros, or Estradas pulling any stuff down here in the South? Because I know for a fact when you see that, I'm not talking about down in South Florida, anywhere from Duval up, you do not see any of them talking reckless to foundational Black America. Shout out to Philly too. All day, every which way. You don't see them videos of them pulling that stuff down South. They know better. They know better. You ain't going to see Julio Romero Gonzalez talking reckless. You ain't going to see that. Yep, absolutely. Muhammad Ali was from the hood. Yes, indeed. Yep, Louisville all day. Yep, never, boy. Y'all bold with them nevers, fam. Never. Shout out to H-Town, Texas, too. I see y'all. Shout out to South Carolina. I see y'all. We in here deep, y'all. We represent the whole foundational Black America, okay? We represent everybody. But I know for a fact, fam, they don't pull that game. Shout out to the ATL. I see you. Love ATL. I'm going to be back there this summer, too. Shout out to the A. Yep. Shout out to my brother EJ. I see you, brother. All day, every day. They know what it is, fam. They pull that stuff. Think about it. The Trayvon Martin situation, South Florida, that's when you start getting into there. What they say, in Florida, the more north you go, the more south it becomes. They know better than to try that stuff, fam. They know better down here. FBA, we get busy, fam. We get busy. Don't let nobody tell you that all that stuff, 99% of the issues that we hear come from people be on the damn internet, because it's not real life. It's just not real life. It's not real life. They don't have that energy. Why do you think there's always trying to consistently, you said not never, I know that's right. Why do you think they're always trying to consistently hit us with like servitude? Why do you think the tethers come over here and say, be nice? Carmelo Anthony should have been nice. They only want you to be nice because they know when you're not nice, they can't handle you. That's the FBA way. Shout out to KC Mo. Shout out. Much respect to KC Mo. This is what it is, fam. And we in here deep, we represent. Speaking of, people out here trying to play the game and hustle us, man, let me tell y'all this, fam. Y'all got to see this. Y'all know how desperate these people are from the dominant society, y'all. Let me show y'all, since we went down that whole roll call right there, an unexpected roll call. Y'all tell me everything is wrong with about that. Shout out to Alabama. I see you all day long. Shout out to South Florida. Yep. Hey, shout out to South Florida. Let me tell you about South Florida, fam. Again, the FBAs in South Florida, they don't play with. Remember, you can put a foundational Black American anywhere, surrounded by anybody. They know better. You better go get one of them Haitians down there, because it ain't going to happen with us. But look at this, you guys. Do y'all see this right now? Do y'all know they're trying to sell this? Y'all see they're trying to get in on our foundational Black American energy? Everything about that is wrong. Everything about that. But this is how they're functioning. They're trying to take the energy and trying to capitalize on it, because they know there's a wave. There's a wave of FBA standing on super business. And that super business got these people out there saying, oh, we going to capitalize. They don't stand with Rodney Hinton. No. They don't stand with us because they got red hair. No. But they're trying to get in on what we're doing because of it. That's what they're trying to do, y'all. We're not crazy, y'all. We're not crazy at all. But you see it right there? Yep, shout out to the Bama Brawl. Yep, that gave a whole lot of energy. Absolutely. Look at that right there, fam. They know what they're trying to do. And it's just not going to work. It's not going to work at all. Matter of fact, that's a good point. Somebody pointed out the Bama Brawl. There's been about 3 or 4 things that have been very prominent in this generation. I'll look at things from a generational aspect, right? I'm going to give you some of the things. The Bama Brawl, Carmelo Anthony, and I believe this Rodney Hinton Jr. situation are going to be looked at as 3 instances that shaped beyond the scope of what just occurred in that moment. The Bama Brawl showed we ain't playing. The Carmelo Anthony showed self-defense. The Rodney Hinton Jr. situation showed protection. All right. We've been doing a lot of things socially and politically. Like socially and politically, we've been holding it down, right? Socially and politically, we took care of our business in terms of the Democrats and Republicans and reparations. That's the political world. The social world, those are going to be 3 key points. And remember, y'all, the key points used to be what? What did the key points used to be? Look at everything, fam. Everything affects everything. The old key points used to be Martin Luther King had a dream. And then they put that on us. That was niceness. And then they would put Selma on us. That was niceness. They would put the Yes We Can era. That was niceness. We've replaced all those nice moments with some real rider energy. Now our rider energy is looking very different, and everybody's saying, no, it's Bama Brawl, it's Carmelo Anthony, and then it's the Rodney Hinton Jr. situation. Now the kids are looking up at those and going, okay. See, when you give the world a symbolic gesture of peace, you're always going to get peace. If you give the world a symbolic gesture of we ain't taking nothing from nobody, you ain't going to get nothing from nobody. And now we've been giving that energy. Everything is energetic, fam. You're absolutely right, my sister. All that turn the other cheek stuff, all that turn the other cheek, that went out the window. So as we've been serving these people up politically, Now we're serving them up socially, and the social game is what's changing the world. And let me tell y'all something, fam, that they've been trying to do. Y'all check this out. Y'all check this out. Shout out to my brother EJ. I see my brother EJ in the building, in the place. Let me show y'all my brother EJ sent me, man. Shout out to my brother EJ. GA all day. That's my Georgia brother right there, family. Y'all look at this right here. Are they trying to spin the block with John Lewis, y'all? Reparations in the city of Decatur takes a big step. Now they're trying to do this reparations thing. Me and my brother EJ, we spoke at the reparations task force out there in Fulton County, okay? But let me tell y'all what they're doing now. Now they're kind of pushing this thing for reparations in Decatur, Georgia. And immediately the first thing they did associated to reparations was damn John Lewis's ass. Hell no. What the hell John Lewis even got to do with reparations? Did he even support reparations? John Lewis wasn't even a reparationist. Why are you trying to put John Lewis? I'm sorry, I can't stand no John Lewis. All my originals, y'all know I can't stand no John Lewis. I'm sorry, John Lewis. Nope. John Lewis is the reason why somebody thinks it's okay to fly over here and put their hands on my woman. They think it's okay to put their hands on my child. It's because John Lewis, the symbolic energies that you give to the world allows people to treat you based on that. When John Lewis, and by the way, they messed up that statue because y'all know, like I know, every John Lewis statue should come with a club on it. It should be just a big ass club. It should be a big ass club just on his head. They should say John Lewis should be like this with a club just across his head. Everyone, if you making a John Lewis statue and it ain't got a club on the back of his neck, then it ain't John Lewis. That ain't John Lewis, family. It need to have a big old Billy Club and a big old thank you letter for it. All right. When Mike Brown was being bumped off unjustly, John Lewis was talking about Selma. When Trayvon Martin was being bumped off unjustly, John Lewis was talking about Selma. Sandra Bland, okay, Rakia Boyd, Corinne Gaines, every single sister, every single brother, every single child, he was talking about Selma 60 years ago. He had no love for what we were going through. And then he was thanking the people. He was saying, oh, thank you for whooping my head now, boy, now, woo, now, yep, now. Get the hell up out of here. You take John Lewis, you take that club on the left side or the right side of his neck, okay, on the upper part or the bottom of his forehead. Take it and get the hell up out of here. And I don't want him associated with reparations. Now, if you want to go make a little park and you want to make a nice little mural about how it is to be nonviolent and get whooped on and to be forgotten by your community, he'd be the perfect person. I'm telling you right now, I would help build that. If you want to make one about being cowardly, I'm telling you right now, we can build one with John Lewis. I will help assist it because that's more fitting with him. Reparations? Hell no. And reparations is about standing on business. John Lewis didn't do that. Reparations is about loving thyself. John Lewis didn't do that. I don't have nobody tell me that John Lewis loved himself. You don't love yourself. You let somebody whoop on you. What's more like non-loving yourself than having somebody put their hands on you? John Lewis was just getting hands put on him left and right and still talked about it years later. Still talking about, didn't they make a cartoon with John Lewis? He was talking about damn Selma in the cartoon. Selma in the cartoon. You was talking about Selma in the cartoon. Notice that when the John Lewises of the world started to disappear, and then the Tariq Nasheeds and the Black Alphas and the Marcel Dixon started to pop up, then the community started to go. They started to go. We got rid of them. Certified Black Society in the building. So damn that. I don't want nothing to do with it. You keep John Lewis over the hell there. John Lewis ain't got nothing to do with my reparations claim. Not a damn thing. Nope. No. Because if you leave it up to somebody like John Lewis, I'm going to tell you like this, fam. We're going to be stuck forever because he was about the people. Remember how many all the sit-ins and stuff he would have? He would have a sit-in every week, sit in here, sit in there, outdated tactics. And that's why we've moved, because we've ruined the Democratic establishment. All right. The Democrats and that punctified energy is gone. You just don't see it anymore. And the Democrats right now, they're in a hell of a time. Oh, man, that little thing they staged the other day, y'all. Oh, that's coming back to bite the Democrats very bad. The Democrats don't know what to do based on that. No. And the fact that they're running around here and they're having sit-ins and insurrections, Think about it, y'all. A political party they want us to vote for, they're relegated to doing protests. How many times you guys ever seen the Republicans protesting? Republicans don't protest because they're too busy making laws. The Democrats are the only political party that protests. If a party has to protest, that means they don't have nothing. And they don't have anything based on what? Based on us. We're the ones who made it to the point where they have nothing that they can lean on, nothing they can do, nothing they can accomplish. That is because we've made the Democrats irrelevant. They're an irrelevant party that has to rely on a bunch of tricks and games and hustles and cons. None of that is getting the Democrats where they want to go. None of it. Matter of fact, let me show you guys back to that insurrection. I need somebody. Y'all know this person right here. I do not know this individual's name. Okay, we made it clear. So the Ras Baraka, whatever, we hearing he's a demo. Okay, he's a demo with tethercrat policies. So he's a big ass op. Okay, what about this lady right here? This LaMonica chick. I don't know her. I'm checking hairlines. Okay, a lot of times you're gonna be tethered until further notice. Did y'all see her? How many of y'all seen her the other day? She started to spaz out as well at that little protest rally thing. And I want y'all to notice something she did here. Look at this right here, family. This woman should be thrown in jail. I'm going to say this, and I've said it before. Foundational Black Americans, we stand on certified foundational Black American business. But one thing we do not do is we do not condone all of the violence that is coming from the Democratic Party. Look at this video from that insurrection, you guys, and tell me, did she not assault this officer? Look at her putting her hands on the agent, family. We denounce this. We denounce this. Foundational Black Americans do not accept this type of behavior coming from political officials. Let me make this clear to everybody. These people claim to represent us. They're trying to put this jacket on us, fam. We denounce this. Look at her. I'll slow it down. Look at her. The guy has his back turned right there. He's not even looking at her. She assaults this man. She hits him in his back while his back is turned. Watch this. This is what they'll do for illegal immigrants, y'all. They won't do this for FBA. They won't even raise their tone for FBA. Look there, watch. Boom. Look at that. That was the first hit. Watch. Bam. Get in his back. One more time. Bam. Get in his back. Right here. Boom. Look at that. You're making contact with the federal agent over illegals? This is nothing more than an insurrection. This is an insurrection 2.0 staged by the Democratic Party, where they are clearly extremely violent. This is a violent scenario. We denounce this. No, you ain't gonna put this on FBA because they're trying to make it look like they represent the sentiments of foundational Black Americans. Like, you know, we would do all this. No, we would not. No, we would not. No, no, no. This woman needs to be thrown in jail. This needs, hey, if we're going to go by the law, then she needs to go to jail. She needs to go to jail, straight up and down. Oh, no, 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 no. No, fam. Okay, let's break this down. You are seeing the way that your representatives display and show you. I always say white Republicans argue with white Democrats over white Democrats' white version of Black people. They think that those people are us. This is why you got to be very cautious of who your representation is. I always say miseducation, misdirection, and misrepresentation. These people run around here. They evoke the civil rights era, which is our ancestors. They speak on us. They crowbar all groups into us. And then they go out there and do violent acts. We denounce all of that, fam. Not only, first off, let's say what the elephant in the room is, okay? First off, this is all about illegal immigrants. This has nothing to do with us. As we say, fam, this was a insurrection for illegals. Nothing to do with Black Americans. Nothing to do with us. No, at all. They're willing to go there and put it all on the line over a damn illegal. Over an illegal. And don't be out here talking about FBA culture. Don't be out here talking about certified black society. Don't be doing that and associating us with them. I denounce all of that type of behavior, because what ends up happening is that turns into one of those look at the blacks moments. Them ain't us. Them ain't us and we're not them. So now the fact that you see that, fam, and more camera footage and more body cams have come out, and you clearly see that she was the aggressor. And they have a history of running their mouths. Fam, think about all the times that you've seen the Democrats out there and they've been inciting violence. They've been saying all these violent statements, tear this down, burn this down. They're doing that to put the jacket on us. Because when it all goes down, foundational Black Americans are going to be the ones that they say, see, that's what the blacks want now. The blacks said that that's what they agree with. No. That ain't us. It never has been us. It never will be us. We know exactly what they're doing. Watch some of the body cam footage that's come out, fam. These are the Democrats that they were telling us to vote blue no matter who for, right? This is what they're willing to do for Pedro. Look at this right there, fam. This is the damn mayor. A mayor won't do nothing for FBA, but to do this for Pedro. They're arresting the damn mayor. How come it's only Black Americans that ever get arrested in terms of politics, y'all? You never see any other race get arrested. It's only the blackface people who get arrested. I've yet to see this ever go down with someone else. Now, let's go to that LaMonica chick. Remember the one that was hitting the guy in the back? They are rioting for illegals. They are attacking federal agents breaking into a federal facility for illegals, but won't stand up for FBA for one policy. Watch her here. Now she's trying to say that they assaulted her. No. You will pay. Here come the threats, y'all. Oh, no. Yeah, crazy. She crazy all the way across. That right there, fam, is what we're talking about. These people truly, genuinely had a riot over illegals, over illegal immigrants, fam. This is really where they are with it. And then they try to play like the whole victim card and being like, you are assaulting me. The camera footage shows. Okay? And she needs to be locked away for that. That's right there a sign of someone who needs to be locked up. That's just what it is. And a lot of the publications picked up and said the same thing that we were saying. You guys look at this right here. Y'all look at this right here. A lot of people were saying that this clearly was an insurrection and everyone knows it. Fair use.
A few folks on the other side of this. So we have some new information from DHS regarding this incident that we've been watching. I know this is sort of a static shot here of these few folks on the other side of this fence, but we want to fill you in on what has been happening in Newark, New Jersey. DHS says, quote, a group of protesters, including 2 members of Congress, stormed the gate and broke into the ICE detention facility. The members, Robert Menendez Jr. and Bonnie Watson Coleman, and multiple protesters are holed up in a guard shack area, the first security checkpoint. Interim U.S. Attorney Alina Habba for the District of New Jersey, posting on X that Newark's Democrat Mayor Ras Baraka was there and, quote, committed trespass. Here he is talking about the facility earlier in the week.
We know what ICE has done in the past. We've seen them. We know how they operate. We know that they have picked people up who have not broken any laws. We know they've deported people and refused to bring them back.
So joining me now by phone, Republican New Jersey Congressman Jeff Van Drew. Congressman, good to have you with us. What is your understanding of what happened here and what's going on?
Well, I don't know that any of us totally understand what happened there. It's not understandable.
I'm going to tell you what happened there. It was clearly an insurrection. So I'm seeing people say that perhaps he's Caribbean. Okay, I'm here. I heard about 30 things about his lineage. You know what I'm saying? It looks funny. Okay, I'm going to say it looked funny, but I definitely know he on super op time. And when we talk about op time, y'all look at this right here as well. Y'all look at this right here. Watch her, that same LaMonica, watch her out here yelling and screaming, talking real reckless with her mouth. That's why we say, family, Democrats right here are very dangerous. Watch this.
Not take this. We will fight back. Fight back. Fight back. And as I close out, because I know we've been out here for a long time, and goddamn it, shut down the Senate. We are at war. Anytime a person can pay $250 million into a campaign and they be given full access to the Department of Treasury of the United States of America, we are at war.
What? Name me any time somebody could sit there and say something that inflammatory. Okay, you say his father isn't. Okay, he says, boy, y'all going at it about his lineage. He's a demo, all right? A domestic op. We know that for certain, okay? But anytime somebody can use that type of language, we're at war. She putting her hands on people. They literally broke into a ICE facility, an insurrection, put their hands on federal agents. She need to go to jail. She need to go to jail, straight to jail. They need to throw away the goddamn key. I'm all for it. Lock her up. Lock her up, fam, because they lock us up for less. And these people don't fight for us. So she got to go. She got to go. I could care less, fam. I could care less, because the days of trying to kick that rhetoric, that is very inflammatory. That's very inflammatory language. Okay, very inflammatory language. We don't need any of that. We don't need any of that around the fam. So think about it. You got these political fake representatives that don't speak for us, and they're trying to go to war over illegal immigrants. Nah, bro. That type of energy we can't stand for. We can't stand for that at all. And they do that all the time, fam. They have these loudmouth breakdowns, yelling, and then you got these people that follow behind them, and then they try to push these other individuals on us, and the other individuals don't do a damn thing other than make it even more worse. Okay, you got people out there crying. Look at this lady right here. She's out here acting like the Democrats were in the right position and everybody else was wrong. Watch this.
Today they arrested the Black mayor of Newark, New Jersey. ICE detained and arrested the mayor. And I want you to hear me when I say, and not just hear me, but like hear me, like tap in. What is spirit telling you to do with that information? We don't need to talk about it. It doesn't need to be shared.
Y'all notice everybody now is talking in spiritual language with us, y'all? Notice that? Now, since we got on our like real spiritual thing, we've got our spirituality in order. Now notice everybody saying spiritually. You got all the redheads talking about spiritually. You got the Democrats talking about spiritually. And notice that she's low-key inciting violence. Watch this, fam. She said they need to gather off the internet and talk about what they're going to do. And she starts tearing up all over illegals.
What is spirit telling you to do with that information? We don't need to talk about it. It does need to be shared in the comment section. I'm just asking you all to tap in. And as you do that, let's not forget about those that we are in community with, specifically the aunties, the uncles, the grandparents, those of us, those that are connected to us that may not be as tapped into what's happening in real time as we are. Let's make sure that we are sharing updates, sharing news, and sharing what spirit is guiding us to do about the information that we are receiving.
I ain't get my grandma involved in that. She trying to get grandma out there. What you want, grandma out there getting hit across the head? These Democrats are failures.
Back to the grapevine.
So now ICE, aka the KKK, is going into Newark, New Jersey.
Now they're trying to bring, once again, fam, you got to use an organization that has historically came after FBA and associated with illegals. You see what we're saying right there, y'all.
And they are arresting the mayor. They're having the mayor arrested and roughing up 2 members of Congress. This is not okay. And anybody that's okay with this is on the wrong side of history.
Nah, bro. You better take that one somewhere else. You see how, fam? I told you, everything has to somehow connect to our struggle. Everything. So that's what they're trying to do with ICE now. Now they're trying to say, well, ICE is like the KKK now, so they can evoke some type of Black American struggle so they can legitimize their want-to-be issues, okay? Because half these things, fam, you're talking about illegals, all right? I'm sorry. You're illegals. Y'all don't really have nothing to stand on. And that's what happens with a lot of these groups. They want to associate themselves with FBA, but everything that they've done or everything they've been through is based on their own criminality. See, what we've been through and what we do, our perseverance is based on striving, surviving. Theirs is based on criminality. You cannot compare criminal movement to a justified movement. You can't do that, y'all. And this is what they've been doing. But the video came out and now people are seeing it and they're saying that old girl is going to end up getting charged with assault on that officer, which we just showed you a minute ago. Look at this right here, family. A group of protesters, check this out. Homeland Security members of Congress broke into Delaney Hall Detention Center. Watch this.
We should let viewers know there will likely be more arrests coming. We actually have body camera footage of some of these members of Congress assaulting our ICE enforcement officers, including body slamming a female ICE officer. So we will be showing that to viewers very shortly.
You say a video of members of Congress body slamming ICE?
That's correct.
Officials?
What? A member of Congress, a Democrat. They staged an insurrection for illegals and they body slammed a federal agent as they proceeded to break into a federal agency facility. What in the hell?
A video of members of Congress body slamming ICE
That's correct.
officials?
That's correct, sir. It's disgusting.
Okay, and so if you have that video, are you suggesting that members of Congress will be arrested who were there yesterday?
This is an ongoing investigation, and that is definitely on the table. This is an ongoing investigation, and that is definitely on the table. This is an ongoing investigation, and that is definitely on the table.
Who has the video?
ICE does, and we will be releasing that very shortly.
Okay.
There you go, y'all. There you go. Oh, it's about to be some justice up in here. It's about to be some justice up here. So now the Democrats have failed to the point where they are assaulting federal agents. That was an insurrection for illegals. I don't want to hear about January 6th. I don't want to hear about nobody's above the law. All the things that they were trying to dump on to Donald Trump, now I'm going to say about them because they've always contradicted. They talk about Donald Trump pardoning all these people. Joe Biden pardoned everybody, including his son and other family members. They talked about the insurrection and January 6th. They couldn't stop talking about that. They had an insurrection. They had an insurrection over illegal immigrants. So if it wasn't already bad enough that you want to bring illegals into America, give them resources from tax-paying American citizens, that's already a crime if you ask me. Now they're staging insurrections and body slamming federal agents. When ICE releases this video and you see what we've already seen because the footage is already out there about them being ultra violent, ultra aggressive, they instigated the whole situation, lock them up. Lock them up, throw away the key. Because if the Democrats are going to crash out that bad for illegal immigrants, then they deserve to be in jail. Because they've never done anything for Black Americans, won't write one law or one policy, pretend that they represent us, but in reality, they represent the said illegals. And now you see right now that these people are deserving of going to jail. And fam, you know me on the Black Alpha Network, I don't want to just talk about them and the crimes that they do. I want to actually show y'all some of the facts and some of the, videos of how these crimes have been committed and the laws in which they broke, okay? Because it's not just about them breaking laws, it's about actual laws on paper being identified. 18 U.S. Code 111, assaulting, resisting, or impeding certain officers or employees shall, where the acts in violation of this section constitute only simple assault, be fined under the title or imprisoned not more than 1 year or both, or where such acts involve physical contact with the victim of the assault or the intent to commit another felony, be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 8 years or both. We have clearly that LaMonica McIver clearly putting her hands on that federal official with his back turned. And as a taxpayer, I got to do what I was doing to the old guy. Can I go into super patriotism mode? Okay, because this is what we're doing. They don't like the fact we standing on patriotism. Okay, they don't like that. It's power, and I'm gonna be condescending in the process. I believe that based on her actions and her demonstrations of behavior, her ass need to go to jail. I don't want that type of violence in my country. I don't want that type of violence around my community. There's kids watching. I don't want the children thinking this is how you behave as a public official. You're not supposed to elevate illegals over Americans, and you're not supposed to put your hands on authorities. So if you put your hands on authorities, then I think you need to be prosecuted at the fullest extent of the law. That part. So out here, fam, we are telling these people that they have violated. So now we need to demonstrate. I'm going to tell you right now, anytime I can see somebody choose an illegal immigrant over an American and put their hands on officials, I support them going to jail. Yep. Yes, the hell I do. Y'all watch this right here. More footage from this insurrection.
I'm outside of Delaney Hall in Newark, New Jersey, and they just arrested the mayor, Ras Baraka, right outside in front of me. I am with protesters. He was in the middle of having a press conference, and he was arrested right in front of our face. We don't know where they're taking him. We need you, New Jerseyans, to call the governor right now. This is unacceptable. They're disappearing people. I'm right outside of Delaney Hall in Newark, New Jersey. And they just arrested Ras Baraka, the mayor of Newark, New Jersey. Right in front of constituents, right in front of press, right in front of community members.
Goes to show you, fam, what we've already known. Goes to show you what we've already seen. These people will crash out for everybody. And there you go. And it's always, always, always a black Democrat crashing out. It's always a black Democrat getting locked up. 90% of the time I've ever seen a politician get locked up, it's a damn black Democrat. This is what they do. They want to relive this civil rights era. It's that same Black Lives Matter stuff where people just crash out, go to jail, make it look like it's some type of revolution. This is what this is, y'all. This is what it is. These people are in a perpetual state of trying to reenact the civil rights era to try to get foundational black Americans in an emotional state. Let me say that one more time, one more back for the damn crowd, family. Okay, because this is what it truly, clearly, absolutely is. The Democrats are in a perpetual state of trying to falsely reenact the civil rights era so they can get emotions for black Americans so we can vote for them blindly. And it isn't working. It isn't working because it isn't true. We know that this is about Julio, who they really care about. We know that this is really about Romero, who they really care about. And we know it has nothing to do with FBA. You don't have to do all of this if you're really riding for foundational black Americans. If you're really riding for foundational black Americans, you don't have to do stunts. You don't have to pull these stunts. You don't have to pull these tricks. You don't have to come up with these games. If you're really about it, then you're just about it, and everything else will fall to the wayside. And quite frankly, you guys, it's not in them. Democrats don't know how to show FBA respect because they have a whole mantra based on not respecting us. That's just who they are. And it's getting real, the fact that we've made them crash and burn. See, it's to the point now. See, crashing is one thing. They crashed during the election. Now they're burnt out. Okay, let me show y'all this too. I'm going to show y'all this because you know it would not be some democratic nonsense if they didn't break out in song and dance. Let me show you.
And then the next thing I
these
know,
people
one
broke
of the
into a
guys from
whole
Homeland
goddamn
Security
song.
said,
They
"I am
was
going
singing.
to arrest the mayor."
They was on some "We All Stand Together."
Armed individual who were also
They was on some "We All Stand Together. We All Won." I mean, you know they got to come with the Negro spirituals. It ain't the Democrats, fan, if they don't pull out a Negro spiritual, which again is more nonsense from them trying to associate themselves with foundational black American culture, which quite frankly just isn't going to work. Okay, let me see this right here. All right, boom. All right. So it goes to show you again, fam. During the election, they crashed. Now they crash and burning. See, now they're in the process of feeling that damn heat. Now they're in the process of going nowhere. They got to go to these things where they're rioting and they're protesting and they're rallying and they're having insurrections. That is because FBA made them do that. I want everybody to know this, okay? When you see this insurrection,
all these people
when you see
making
them
these
charges
comments,
come out, the charges are only indicative of what FBA did to them. They wouldn't be out here getting charged if foundational Black Americans didn't get them charged up. All right? This is what it is, y'all. FBA created all of this energy. This is all because of FBA why the Democrats are exactly where they are now. Y'all watch this right here. This is what I'm talking about. The same singing and dancing, same rhetoric. Watch this.
And yet they treated us and manhandled the mayor. And so you can imagine the fear of individuals just going about their lives in the streets. We came here to see
have done none of that. If they can treat 3 members of Congress like that, just imagine how they can treat people on the street each and every day, both undocumented and people who are citizens here in this country.
There you go. There you go. Both documented and citizens. You see how she's tying us into that? That's all about FBA. Notice they don't never talk that undocumented or citizens. They never talk that you can get harmed by ICE to W's. They never say that to white folks. Anytime you hear Democrats saying undocumented people, documented people, citizens, not citizens, they're talking about us. They would never go to Chad or Brad and tell him he could be deported. They never would. They always come to us with that. So she's openly telling you that she's for illegals and it doesn't matter, and she will continuously support illegals no matter what. That's what she's saying.
It makes absolutely no sense to arrest the mayor of the largest city of this state who did nothing.
ICE brought to meet the mayor of Newark over 20 armed individuals. 20 armed individuals to confront the mayor of Newark, along with 3 members of Congress. It was an act of intimidation. It was an act of intimidation not just to the mayor, not just to us, but to everyone watching.
No, it wasn't. I'm not intimidated.
But these people have. And I see on social media they trying to make me out to be a villain. I can't speak about the case, so I won't go into that. I promised the lawyers and the judge that I'll keep my mouth shut when I came out here. But the reality is this. I didn't do anything wrong. And all of us here, every last one of us, I don't care what background you come from, what nationality, what language you speak.
Language and background doesn't matter. So that means all illegals, come on in.
Make something out of our lives so our children's lives will be better than our own lives. Damn it, anybody in this city that moves back and forth as a resident here, they're our neighbors and we ought to protect them. Because at some point we want people to protect us. We want people to protect our children. If our children are there, we want somebody to look out for them. If they're hungry, we want them to feed them. If they're naked, we want them to clothe them.
If he don't get the hell up out of here with that talk.
Free Man Baraka! Free Man Baraka! Free Man Baraka! Free Man Baraka! My name is Zoran Mamdani. I'm an assembly member from Queens, and I'm here today to echo the calls of so many of you in saying that they must free Mayor Baraka. And we have sat in New York City, and we have had a mayor who has told us the only way to deal with Donald Trump is through collaboration. It is through cowardice. And I have been inspired to see Mayor Ras Baraka show us that you can fight Donald Trump with courage, with clarity, with conviction. And he taught us that you cannot fight extremism with moderation. No. He taught us.
No, fam. No. Now he's trying to play the role of the abolitionist. Okay, now he's got to play the role of the savior W in civil rights. Everything they do is a civil rights reenactment, y'all. So notice what he's doing. He's trying to play the role of down with the blacks. I got the blacks backs. That's what he's trying to do right now. And all that free him. See, they're trying to make Ras Baraka a civil rights icon. See, the dominant society and the Democrats in particular, they've always had black people they can point to from the grassroots. and use them as some type of mascot. They don't have that no more because we control the grassroots. They can't go get a D-Ray or Jesse Jackson or damn John Lewis. They can't have somebody get hit upside the head with a club and then they can put you on a campaign sticker. Because FBA, we ain't getting hit upside the head with clubs no more. All the energy you see with Rodney Hinton Jr., all the energy you see with Rodney Hinton Jr. and Carmelo Anthony, that's disallowing the Democrats to hustle the grassroots. They always love to take grassroots energy and then spin it into Democrat energy. But we have a hold on every piece of energy that we're permeating, and they can't steal it from us. So now they got to manufacture these people. That's why you saw the D-Ray. D-Ray got arrested. They took the photo ops, tried to make him like some civil rights icon. They're trying to make it look like a Rosa Parks, a Martin Luther King, a Huey P. Newton, a freedom fighter, someone who's in jail for an injustice. And they're willing to get arrested so they can come up with this. This is all fake bad actors and manufactured. That's all this is. This is a manufactured fake civil rights reenactment. In reality, it's an immigrant insurrection brought forward by the Democratic Party. Nothing else. And they need to be locked up. That's what it truly is, family. This is what they're doing. They're trying to steal our energy. And even this guy's coming out talking about some free him. You see, he got to get real chant. See, listen, if the people want him free, the people are going to chant it themselves. You don't have to go out there and try to get the people to do it, okay? You don't got to come out there with a microphone and say, everybody on this side, I can't hear you. See, that's them trying to manufacture civil rights energy. They're arresting him so they can manufacture civil rights energy. They want a fake freedom fighter. They want fake freedom of speech. They want fake civil rights icons, and they can't get none of that because they don't have a control over the grassroots. One thing that we've learned, and one thing for certain, is in America, when the grassroots is controlled and operated by Black Americans, it changes everything everyone else does in the political and the social world. Everything is changed because we control the grassroots. They do not. They need us, fam. Everybody needs FBA. Everybody needs FBA. They need FBA for any social movement. Fam, you got redheads out here saying that they're oppressed and they're trying to attach themselves to FBA. So we got everything from religion to hair color to religion, trying to associate their fake movements with foundational Black Americans. If that doesn't prove that everybody needs us, I don't know what else does. And this shows you again, fam, they will come up with anything they possibly can to garner energy. The Democrats, like I told you, they already crashed out before. But man, to crash out and crash and burn is in full swing. And then when you seen some of that footage that came out showing over the weekend enforcement out there in Massachusetts, oh, it stings bad. It stings real bad. And it hasn't stopped because why all of those insurrections for illegals are popping off? ICE is out here rounding more people up. Watch this right here. ICE went into a restaurant asking the employee for I-9 forms. Watch this. They're not playing, family, with this deportation.
Agents talking to management at the Millie's restaurant on Massachusetts Avenue Tuesday morning. Millie's owner says agents asked to see I-9 forms.
It's very concerning. The employees are very scared. We're worried about some of them not coming back to work, and just a general panic amongst the people that it affects.
Nearly a dozen law enforcement and immigration officials wearing DHS uniforms also walking into El Centro restaurant in Georgetown, Chef Jeff's restaurant on New Mexico Avenue Northwest, and Ghost Burger on 9th Street Northwest, again wanting I-9 forms, which are employment verification forms used to make sure if employees are legally allowed to work in the United States. This video showing what appears to be someone taken into custody. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser saying D.C. police are not involved in the crackdown.
I have heard those reports. I've been getting them all morning. I am disturbed by them. It appears that ICE is at restaurants or even in neighborhoods, and it doesn't look like they're targeting criminals. And so it is disrupting.
Immigration support organizations want to remind workers that they have a right to remain silent, don't sign any documents, and call an immigration attorney. New surveillance.
Look at that, y'all. Trying to save them folks, fam. So as a lot of other things been going on in the United States, fam, that's what's really been changing stuff. And by the way, y'all remember the whole Cinco de Mayo, right? Let me tell y'all how Cinco de Mayo looked, okay? We said this is what it was. Y'all want to see Cinco de Mayo? Remember, they shut down Cinco de Mayo parades. Cinco de Mayo came and went. Y'all want to see why? Because didn't nobody care, because they knew ICE was going to be out there. Watch this.
It's been a little slow. Usually you see a lot of foot traffic. You don't see any vendors anymore. Usually we would see vendors on every corner selling anything that says Mexico on it. Viva Mexico, nothing. We did not see anything. This weekend has been a very sad weekend. They don't get to see the same culture that I did growing up.
Yep, because deportation is in the building. Look at them empty streets, y'all. We don't know what to do. There's no culture. They don't have no place for me. Just say what it really is. You weren't going to go out in the streets because ICE was out there. And if you did, you was going to get you some ICE handcuffs. ICE done shut down Cinco de Mayo, y'all. And FBA didn't put on no capes, fam. So now they sitting there stuck on the inside, not coming out.
Business-wise, we don't have the same foot traffic to promote our business, as well as other vendors out in the area.
Empty streets in the USA. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. So you can see, as we all can see, these people have nowhere to go. We put everybody in the position, family, where they have to respect or abide by what foundational say. We're not in the position to be getting played or hustled or conned. None of that is working, y'all. None of that. So you already see it right there. Cinco de Mayo shut down. Everything shut down. There's nowhere for them to go. Foundational Black Americans have been standing on business politically and socially so strong that truly everything belongs to us. That's just what it is, whether people like it or not. We got receipts, fam. We got receipts. So we're not allowing people to come around here and play fake representatives for illegals, because everything for a Democrat is to be a fake representative for FBA and not get caught. It is somehow, how can I trick Black Americans and not get caught in the process? And once you identify someone is trying to trick you, trying to scam you, trying to scheme on you, you've already done the majority of the work. You've already done the majority of the work. And I say that all the time. The best part about all of this is we understand these people are deceitful. And the fact that they're deceitful knows that we ain't voting for them. We're not voting for them. This just isn't going to work. The Democrats really ain't reading the room right now. And none of this is winning anybody over politically. Right now, they're in shambles. They're a mockery, y'all. They are a mockery. Not just for the purposes of them never doing anything for us and us ruining their political party. Like I said, they crashed on the election. They're burning now. So you see the crash and burn commencing. But it's not just the fact that they don't do anything for FBA. Nobody wants to be associated with that brand. See, we've made their brand dirt in these streets. We made their brand dirt in these streets. What have they done since? They're out here protesting. I said it before. This is the party they want us to vote for. Their party has to relegate themselves to protest. How many times have y'all ever seen the Republicans protest? Have you ever seen the Republicans protest? I've never seen Republicans protest. If you're a political party, you're not supposed to protest. Let me say this. Politicians are not supposed to protest. They're supposed to write laws. Protesting is not for politicians. That is not what they do. Politicians are supposed to make laws, and citizens. Protesting is for citizens, not politicians. If you vote Democrat, you're voting for a party that can't get it done politically, so they go protest. Hell, we can go do that. If we want to go protest, let all of us go protest. What the hell am I voting for somebody to go protest and do something I can do in the first place? The reason why we are citizens and not politicians, because we don't have the power to write the laws. They got the power to make the laws, write the laws, and they're still out here protesting. So they're doing what we're doing. They're walking out of Congress, jumping over the fence, and coming in the streets to go march with you. You're marching against the opposite party. Think about that, y'all. Anytime you see a Democrat protesting, they're marching against a Republican. You guys are supposed to be constituents. You guys are supposed to be all in the same profession. How in the hell can a basketball player protest against a basketball player? How in the hell can a nurse protest against a nurse? How can somebody who is a cashier protest against a cashier? A Democrat politician protest against a Republican politician. It lets you know who's really got the power, who's really doing anything. They want us to vote for them because they got all these agendas for us. Then when they win, they can't do nothing for us, and then they go protest in the streets. I don't vote for people to go protest. That's what we got protesters for, all right? I don't vote for people to go out in the streets with a damn picket sign, all right? That's what we have protesters, rallies for. How in the hell can the Democrats go out in the streets and march with illegals? Go out in the streets and go march with Black Lives Matter. This is letting you know, fam, they have no power. They have no power because we are not backing them. The democratic energy has been taken away because foundationals haven't given it to them. And since foundational Black Americans haven't given it to them, everything else is a wrap. FBA got the power. Absolutely. You understand? See, in the political world, when you do not abide by your number one voter block, you in a world of trouble. So now they're out here going and doing these insurrections, these protests. I believe that over the weekend, the day that it occurred, whatever the hell day it was, that needs to go down, family, as one of the biggest crash outs in American history. One of the biggest crash outs in American history, and it goes to show you what we've already known, y'all. This is the state of the Democratic Party. So, no, we have nothing to do with any of that, fam. We ain't got nothing to do with that. We stay far away from that, and it's a good thing because, like I said, we've made their brand dirt in these streets. There's nowhere, quite frankly, where the Democrats can go and get any type of clout. They just don't have any. They have no clout at all. And y'all look at that right there. Look at that. There goes Ras Baraka, all right? Housing, baby bonds, and reparations. New York Mayor Ras Baraka lays out progressive overhaul for New Jersey. Baby bonds and his reparations plan is for Caribbeans and everybody. So, yeah, this man deserved to be locked up, thrown in handcuffs, and if it's up to me, he'd be locked up and wouldn't come out. You need to go to jail for failure of doing anything for Black Americans, and you need to be arrested for being a failure of a politician, a poor excuse for a politician. So you can take Mr. Baraka and he can get the hell up out of here with Barack. Both of them are failures if you ask me. And at the end of the day, you guys, this is what it is. So they stage all of these type of things. They come up with all this, and all the things the Democratic Party could ever give you is maybe this right here. How about we have another sit-in, all right? Maybe we go get the John Lewis statue and we have another sit-in out here in these streets. This is what they're doing, y'all. A damn sit-in. And how long are they going to sit in? The Democrats have become the civil rights reenactment party, but they don't do anything for the descendants of the people from the civil rights era. You can't make this up. You can't make this up, and we don't want you to, because we have completely separated ourselves from that failure of a party, those failure politicians. They mean nothing to us. They can't stand us, and it's good because once you've gotten rid of them, and you've rid of all the games, you've gotten rid of all the cons, you got rid of all the hustles. Once all of that is gone, the hustles, the scamming, the plotting, everybody else just falls out, and foundational Black Americans stay standing exactly where we've always been, right there on the goddamn top, y'all. And being on the top feels good, because let me tell you what you feel when you're on the top. When you're at the top, y'all, and you shining on them, and you're looking real good in your FBA fashion, you never turn around looking like this. Let me tell y'all what hating on FBA creates. You see how FBA, we out here looking real good. We shining. We're the only people walking around with a glow right now, right? Everybody else's lights are dim. We're not. If you don't stand on business and you don't represent yourself, you might end up looking like John Leguizamo Ho. Did John Leguizamo Ho age about 70 years ever since he started talking about Juan Crow? Juan Crow done aged the hell out of this guy. Good thing that ain't true. And good thing we don't want nothing to do with Juan Crow, because Juan Crow will have your ass out here looking Juan old. And that's what happens. Lion wears on the skin.
6, create a digital safe haven for whistleblowers and defectors. Not everyone inside this regime is loyal. Some are scared, some want out. Build the channels. Encrypted, anonymous, protected. Make it easy for the cracks in the system to become gaping holes. And while you're at it, stop ostracizing MAGA defectors. Everyone makes mistakes, even glaring critical ones. We are not the bullies. We are not the ones filled with hate. And it's not your job to shame people who finally saw the fire and chose to step out of it. They will have to deal with that internal struggle. The guilt of putting a very dangerous and callous regime in power. But they're already outnumbered. Don't push them back into the crowd. We don't need purity. We need numbers. We need people willing to burn their red hats and testify against the machine they help.
No. And you need to go find a good surgeon. That's what you need, partner. Yes, indeed. The fountain of youth ain't fountaining enough for you, partner. See, when you cosplay foundational Black Americans, it ends up bad. You end up crashing out during the insurrection. You end up in handcuffs. You might end up with ICE pulling up to your block in Massachusetts and rounding you up. You might end up with Black Alpha calling ICE, and I showed you. And you might end up looking like you're about 270 years old. Being a certified foundational Black American, it comes with plenty of advantages. One is that you can sleep good at night. Two is that you regulate anybody who crosses that line. And three, you look good doing it. And family, we look good doing it, and that's the FBA way, and they crash out, and that is the op way. They can stay over there because we living too good right here. Certified salute to the family. All right, y'all. It's been another good one. I told y'all we're going to pop out on Sundays, fam. Put it on out there, y'all. Y'all check it out. We done regulated the fact that they're trying to bring the Pope in. They're trying to get redhead folks. John Leguizamo looks wan old, and they all falling out right in front of our eyes. Lock everybody up if they ain't on our time, because we ain't saving nobody. That ain't our grind, y'all. You feel me? Happy Mother's Day to all of my certified foundational Black American women. You are appreciated, just like Tupac Shakur said, and we stand together. That is the lineage, heritage, and culture. That is the brothers, the sisters, the kings, the queens, the goddess, the gods. We above everybody. And we'll be back again on Tuesday, y'all. And we're going to break down this Diddy trial. And we're going to get it all the way real, y'all. So I appreciate you guys. Certified salute from the Black Alpha Network. Y'all enjoy the rest of your weekend. And we're going to enjoy all this regulating that we be doing. And I will see you on the other side of the other side of the other side. Shout out from the #1 activist. There we go, y'all. Big time. Certified. Y'all stay good. Stay happy. Stay vigilant. Peace and love. Peace and love. Peace and love. And always remember, as we regulate on these folks, that Black is beautiful and beautiful is always Black. Free Huey.
Black Alpha Network. Home of Black excellence. Power to the people.